Chapter 1767. Bang! In another head-on clash, the 3-9 Heaven's mysterious immortal stage Dragonfang lightning wolves were once again sent flying by Mo Qingyun. After sending the 3 Dragonfang lightning wolves flying, Mo Qingyun wasn't in a hurry to chase after them. Instead, he looked at them indifferently. After these few days of training, my control of the Saint Devil Star Shattering Fist has already reached the greater success stage. Recalling the power of that punch just now, Mo Qingyun revealed a pleasantly surprised smile and became a little excited. If it weren't for these 3 Dragonfang lightning wolves sparring with him, it wouldn't be easy for him to cultivate the Saint Devil Star Shattering Fist to the greater success stage. After cultivating the Saint Devil Star Shattering Fist to the greater success stage, Mo Qingyun didn't want to continue training it. He planned to cultivate the Heavenly Demon Star Shattering Palm. The Heavenly Demon Star Shattering Palm was also a legacy martial art. When it was used, its power wasn't any weaker than the Saint Devil Star Shattering Fist. In addition, the Heavenly Demon Star Shattering Palm attacked from the outside to the inside. This was the exact opposite of the Saint Devil Star Shattering Fist. If he successfully cultivated both types of divine abilities, he would be able to complement each other and erupt with an even stronger power. With this thought in mind, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated and began to cultivate the Heavenly Demon Star Shattering Palm. Mo Qingyun's figure moved and walked towards the 3 Dragonfang lightning wolves, continuing to use them as sparring partners. What made Mo Qingyun secretly happy was that the Dragonfang lightning wolves' intelligence wasn't high. They didn't run away after being attacked by him. Otherwise, if he were to chase after the Dragonfang lightning wolves while training and comprehending the divine ability, the efficiency would be much lower. Heavenly Demon Star Shattering Palm. Mo Qingyun struck out with his palm. Overbearing immortal spiritual energy quickly gathered on his palm. When the palm image formed, it emitted a domineering aura, like a treasured saber that could split mountains and split the sky. Facing Mo Qingyun's palm, the 3 Dragonfang lightning wolves didn't dodge and rushed towards Mo Qingyun with all their strength. Of course, when the 3 Dragonfang lightning wolves rushed over, they didn't just wait for death. Roar! The 3 Dragonfang thunder wolves raised their heads and roared. The lightning on their bodies suddenly surged, dazzling Mo Qingyun. At the same time the golden light blossomed, 3 huge wolf shadows also jumped out from the Dragonfang Thunderwolf. 3 wolf silhouettes jumped out and leaped into the air, pouncing towards Mo Qingyun. Slash! Facing the 3 wolf shadows, Mo Qingyun flicked his wrist and changed the direction of the palm shadows. The palm shadow changed its direction of attack and swept towards the 3 wolf shadows like the autumn wind sweeping away fallen leaves. Clang, clang, clang. The sound of metal clashing could be heard. The palm shadows slashed at the 3 wolf shadows and immediately split them into 2. The 3 wolf shadows were split apart by Mo Qingyun, and they dissipated bit by bit, turning into pure lightning spiritual energy. The demonic star splitting palm is so powerful. Seeing the power of his palm strike, Mo Qingyun's expression lit up, and he became excited. The demonic star splitting palm was indeed domineering and fierce. It completely crushed the opponent with the power of lightning. This point was the exact opposite of the demonic Saint Star Shattering Fist attack. The demonic Saint Star Shattering Fist attack method was to heavily injure the opponent from the inside, and then slowly spread outwards. If the attack power wasn't enough, the enemy might have already been killed, and the opponent's appearance wouldn't change at all. Mo Qingyun's attack was successful. He walked towards the 3 Dragonfang Thunderwolves and continued to use them to temper his divine ability. Arriving in front of the Dragonfang Thunderwolves, Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate and struck out with his palm without hesitation. Suddenly, a terrifying immortal spiritual energy burst out from Mo Qingyun's hand. The immortal spiritual energy gathered outside Mo Qingyun's palm and turned into a sharp palm blade, chopping towards the 3 Dragonfang Thunderwolves. Bang! Facing Mo Qingyun's palm strike, one of the Dragonfang Thunderwolves couldn't dodge in time and was sent flying by Mo Qingyun's palm strike. When this Dragonfang Thunderwolf was sent flying, a sinister wound appeared on its body. If it wasn't for the Dragonfang Thunderwolf's special physique, this Dragonfang Thunderwolf's body would have been dyed red with blood. Chi. When Mo Qingyun sent one of the Dragonfang Thunderwolves flying, the other two Dragonfang Thunderwolves' claws landed on his body. Under the claws of the Dragonfang Thunderwolves, his clothes were immediately torn, revealing his perfect figure. Because Mo Qingyun's body was strong, he didn't suffer any injuries from the claws of the Dragonfang Thunderwolves. Scram! Forcefully resisting the claws of the two Dragonfang Thunderwolves, Mo Qingyun roared angrily and chopped towards the two of them with his palm. Facing Mo Qingyun's palm strike, the two Dragonfang Thunderwolves didn't even have time to react before they were sent flying by Mo Qingyun's palm strike. After sending the two Dragonfang Thunderwolves flying with a palm strike, Mo Qingyun's movements did not stop as he continued to chase after them. Right now, Mo Qingyun didn't want to show mercy as he slowly fought with the three Dragonfang Thunderwolves. The demonic star splitting palms attack method was to cause damage to the enemy. It was a type of destructive injury. This was different from a Saint Demon Star shattering fist. The Saint Demon Star shattering fist attacked the enemy from the inside. The Dragonfang Thunderwolves did not have internal organs, so when they were hit by the Saint Demon Star shattering fist, they wouldn't suffer too much injuries. Therefore, Mo Qingyun could continuously exchange blows with the Dragonfang Thunderwolves and slowly increase his comprehension of the Saint Demon Star shattering fist. Once again approaching the Dragonfang Thunderwolves, Mo Qingyun waved his right palm and chopped down at the three Dragonfang Thunderwolves. After roughly 15 minutes, the three Dragonfang Thunderwolves were all killed. After the exchange earlier, my grasp of the demonic star shattering palm can be considered to have barely reached the initial stage. Mo Qingyun silently thought in his heart and had a clear understanding of the extent of his grasp of the demonic star shattering palm. After killing the three Dragonfang Thunderwolves, Mo Qingyun's footsteps didn't stop as he continued walking towards the source of the lightning energy. Not long after Mo Qingyun walked, another Dragonfang Thunderwolf appeared in front of him and blocked his path. The aura of this Dragonfang Thunderwolf was even stronger than the three Dragonfang Thunderwolves from before. A Dragonfang Thunderwolf at the second level of the Nine Heavens' profound immortal realm. Sensing the realm of this Dragonfang Thunderwolf, Mo Qingyun's expression trembled as he couldn't help but exclaim in surprise, "I didn't expect that there would be such a powerful Dragonfang Thunderwolf in this dangerous place of Dragon Thunder Mountain." At this moment, he could be considered to have truly understood why this place was called a dangerous place. Those who could enter the Kunlai immortal realm were basically all below the Nine Heavens mystic immortal realm. Naturally, they weren't a match for this Dragonfang Thunderwolf. Even if the people of the Longevity clan came, they would be at the same realm as the Dragonfang Thunderwolf. But if they had to resist the lightning energy while dealing with this Dragonfang Thunderwolf, they wouldn't have any chance of winning. They were different from Mo Qingyun as they could ignore the lightning energy here. Although it's a bit troublesome to deal with, it should be perfect for tempering one's divine ability. After calming down the surprise in his heart, Mo Qingyun revealed a brilliant smile and immediately charged towards the Dragonfang Thunderwolf. A Nine Heavens mystic immortal realm first stage Dragonfang Thunderwolf's physique wasn't strong enough and couldn't withstand his continuous bombardment. Chapter 1768. Demonic Star Splitting Palm. Arriving in front of the Dragonfang Thunderwolf, Mo Qingyun directly chopped out with his palm, blasting out an imposing palm blade. The attack speed of the palm blade was extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, it hit the Dragonfang Thunderwolf, forcefully pushing it back. Roar! The Dragonfang Thunderwolf was pushed back by Mo Qingyun's palm. It immediately roared, its body blooming with dazzling lightning. When this lightning appeared, it turned into a dim wolf shadow, quickly blasting into Mo Qingyun's sea of consciousness. His sea of consciousness was attacked by the wolf shadow. Mo Qingyun's expression turned solemn, and he quickly circulated his soul force to counterattack. While Mo Qingyun was defending against the wolf shadow's attack, his heart was also shocked. He said in surprise, "This Dragonfang Thunderwolf is so strong. It actually knows how to attack on the soul level. If people of the same cultivation level meet it, it's basically a dead end." Devouring Gate. Calming down the shock in his heart, Mo Qingyun used the Devouring Gate in his sea of consciousness, absorbing and transforming the wolf shadow's power. While transforming the wolf shadow's power in his sea of consciousness, Mo Qingyun didn't wait for death. He started to counterattack the Dragonfang Thunderwolf. Emperor Seal, Kill Spirit Eye. A shocking soul force burst out from Mo Qingyun's left eye, instantly blasting into the Dragonfang Thunderwolf's brain. Receiving Mo Qingyun's soul attack, the Dragonfang Thunderwolf immediately screamed, and its control over the wolf shadow weakened a bit. Destroy. The wolf shadow's power in his sea of consciousness weakened. Mo Qingyun immediately circulated his soul force and instantly destroyed it. After resolving the Dragonfang Thunderwolf's attack, Mo Qingyun's figure immediately moved, and he charged towards the Dragonfang Thunderwolf. This Dragonfang Thunderwolf was very strong. Wanting to kill it wasn't easy. He had to slowly grind it to death in close combat. Mo Qingyun's figure flashed, and he quickly arrived beside the Dragonfang Thunderwolf, blasting another palm towards it. Facing Mo Qingyun's palm, the Dragonfang Thunderwolf did not dare to hesitate in the slightest, immediately dodging backwards. Just now, it had exchanged blows with Mo Qingyun. It knew that Mo Qingyun's palm strength was very strong, and it would be at a disadvantage if it took the attack head-on. It was just that Mo Qingyun's attack speed was too fast. Even if the Dragonfang Thunderwolf had the intention to dodge, it was still struck by Mo Qingyun's palm. Mo Qingyun's attack did not stop after striking the Dragonfang Thunderwolf with his palm. His right eye exploded with a bright light. When the light burst out, it turned into a ray of light and instantly struck the dragon-tooth lightning wolf. Chi. Being bombarded by Mo Qingyun's eye power, a hole was immediately blasted open in the Dragonfang Thunderwolf's body. A ray of light blasted through the Dragonfang Thunderwolf's body. Mo Qingyun's expression shook, revealing a look of surprise as he said, "What a powerful eye-divine ability. No wonder it can even penetrate a planet when cultivated to the extreme." Knowing the power of the heavenly sun star piercing pupil, Mo Qingyun did not use it again. He did not want to kill the Dragonfang Thunderwolf too quickly. This Dragonfang Thunderwolf was a rare sparring partner. If he killed it immediately, it would be too much of a pity. Following that, Mo Qingyun continuously fought with the Dragonfang Thunderwolf, using it to temper his divine ability. The Dragonfang Thunderwolf's body and soul were both powerful. Therefore, when Mo Qingyun attacked, he did not hold back his strength. One after another, powerful divine abilities were used by Mo Qingyun without holding back, crazily bombarding the Dragonfang Thunderwolf. Although the Dragonfang Thunderwolf's body and soul were powerful, it could not withstand Mo Qingyun's cannon-like attacks. 3 days later, under Mo Qingyun's crazy bombardment, the Dragonfang Thunderwolf was finally killed unwillingly. What a pity. If only I could have lasted a few more days. Looking at the Dragonfang Thunderwolf that was killed by him, Mo Qingyun's face revealed a look of regret. He could not help but sigh and said, "With my current cultivation speed, if I could cultivate for another 3 days, the demonic star splitting palm, heavenly sun star piercing pupil, and imperial seal kill spirit pupil should all be able to enter the greater mastery level." Mo Qingyun sighed. He did not think too much about it, and immediately walked into the danger zone. On the way, Mo Qingyun did not encounter any more Dragonfang Thunderwolves. It was smooth sailing along the way. Mo Qingyun walked for a while, and a silver light screen blocked his path forward. This is the splendid light heaven gathering lightning array. Looking at the silver light in front of him, Mo Qingyun's heart skipped a beat. He recognized its origin. When Mo Qingyun recognized the array formation, his gaze shifted to the interior of the array formation and landed on a circular stone platform. On the stone platform, there was a silver hammer that flashed with dazzling and eye-catching lightning. What a powerful saint aura! Is this silver hammer a saint weapon? Looking at the silver hammer on the round platform, Mo Qingyun was shocked. His heart could not help but beat faster. He had originally thought that there might be some treasures in the danger zone of the Dragon Thunder Mountain, but he did not expect that there would be a powerful saint weapon in the danger zone of the Dragon Thunder Mountain. This situation was too unexpected for him. After a short moment of surprise, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and immediately thought of a way to break the array. Although he could use the teleportation gate to enter the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array, the array's lightning was too strong. However, the lightning power of this array formation was too strong. If he rashly entered, he might attract lightning into his body and be seriously injured by the lightning power. In that case, the gains would not make up for the losses. Moreover, although the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array was powerful, it was not impossible for Mo Qingyun to break it. Immediately, Mo Qingyun began to study the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array and thought of a way to break it. The grade of this splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array is probably around the 8th grade. It will take some effort. Mo Qingyun made some deductions and analyzed the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array. He then began to break the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array. Because the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array's grade was very high, it was not easy for Mo Qingyun to break it. Mo Qingyun observed for a while, but he had no clue. He could not help but feel a little troubled. Of course, although it was a little difficult to break the array, Mo Qingyun did not give up. Recently, my understanding of formations has been neglected. This time, I can take the opportunity to review it. After thinking about it, Mo Qingyun continued to study the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array. As time continued to pass, Mo Qingyun's understanding of the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array became more and more thorough. After realizing his improvement, Mo Qingyun was delighted. He immersed himself in studying the array even more. In the following time, Mo Qingyun studied the array bit by bit. In the blink of an eye, a month had passed. After a month of studying, Mo Qingyun was 90% sure that he could break the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array. Not bad. It's time to break the array. After thinking about it, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and began to break the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array. As Mo Qingyun's hands formed a series of strange hand seals, they quickly flew out of his hands. These handprints flew out and fell into the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array, removing the array patterns one by one. Chapter 1769. The process of breaking the formation pattern lasted for a few hours. As the formation pattern was broken, the power of lightning in the formation was also weakening. At this moment, Mo Qingyun's expression turned serious, and he quickly formed a hand seal. "Break!" Mo Qingyun shouted and sent the hand seal into the formation. Suddenly, the splendid heavenly thunder gathering formation shone brightly, and its aura became restless. The formation is going to explode. Mo Qingyun was secretly shocked. He hurriedly retreated to avoid being injured by the explosion of the array formation. With a few flashes, Mo Qingyun was 10,000 meters away and distanced himself from the splendid heavenly thunder gathering formation. Boom! A loud sound was heard. A violent spiritual energy storm swept out in all directions like a flood. The spiritual energy storm swept out at an extremely fast speed and approached Mo Qingyun in the blink of an eye, engulfing Mo Qingyun. When Mo Qingyun was engulfed, he also released his spiritual energy and formed a protective shield around his body. With Mo Qingyun's full resistance and the distance between them, the spiritual energy storm did not cause any harm to him. Although Mo Qingyun wasn't injured, All the vegetation and rocks in the danger zone were constantly being blasted apart. Bang, 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 a deafening sound was heard. In a short while, the danger zone became a ruin. The mountain collapsed, and the gravel piled up. After a while, the storm gradually calmed down, and the danger zone regained its peace. Seeing that the danger zone regained its peace, Imo Qingyun no longer hesitated and walked toward the divine weapon hammer. Not long after, Imo Qingyun arrived in front of the Saint Artifact hammer, his expression becoming somewhat excited. Swoosh, swoosh! At this moment, without waiting for Imo Qingyun to make a move, he picked up the divine weapon hammer. Tiger Soul and the god shooter bow flashed and suddenly appeared beside him. They quickly flew to the side of the divine weapon hammer. This is the heavenly thunder hammer. I didn't expect it to appear here. Tiger Soul said excitedly as it circled around the Saint Artifact hammer. Its body was surging with happy demonic flames. After hearing Tiger Soul's words, the god shooter bow was also very excited. He said in pleasant surprise, "If we are tempered by the clear sky divine lightning hammer, our grade might go up a level. Kid, your luck is not bad." It flew over to Imo Qingyun and flipped about excitedly. It said, "As long as you refine the Hao Yin God Lightning Hammer, you'll be able to obtain the Hao Yin crafting method. If you train hard in the future, you'll definitely become a new generation of saint craftsmen." A saint craftsman? Imo Qingyun was stunned when he heard Tiger Soul's words. He was extremely surprised. He had not expected that the Saint Artifact hammer in front of him was actually a tool for refining weapons. "Kid, whether or not we can increase our grade will depend on your attainments in refining." Speaking of Imo Qingyun's attainments in smithing, the god shooter bow excitedly added. Imo Qingyun did not answer. He raised his hand to pick up the clear sky divine lightning hammer and carefully observed it in his hand. The clear sky divine lightning hammer was indeed a saint artifact. The moment Imo Qingyun held it in his hand, he felt a terrifying saint aura. If not for the fact that Imo Qingyun's physical strength had reached a level comparable to a saint artifact, he would probably have been injured by the saint aura. Although the clear sky divine lightning hammer is a tool for refining weapons, its offensive power is not weaker than other saint artifacts. After looking at the clear sky divine lightning hammer, Imo Qingyun immediately had a clear understanding of its power. After knowing the clear sky divine lightning hammer situation, Imo Qingyun did not want to waste any more time and prepare to refine it. A pure immortal spiritual energy shot out from Imo Qingyun's palm and slowly seeped into the clear sky divine lightning hammer. When the immortal spiritual energy seeped into the clear sky divine lightning hammer, it was immediately attacked by a thunderous force, showing a resistance to Imo Qingyun. It is indeed a saint artifact. It actually has its own consciousness. Seeing the clear sky divine lightning hammer's reaction, Imo Qingyun did not feel distressed. Instead, he was pleasantly surprised. The clear sky divine lightning hammer had its own consciousness. This meant that its power would be stronger and more convenient to use. After a short moment of surprise, Imo Qingyun did not think too much about it and prepared to continue refining the clear sky divine lightning hammer. Although the clear sky divine lightning hammer had its own consciousness, it was far inferior to the tiger soul and the god shooter bow. Therefore, it was not difficult to refine it. A strong soul power shot out from Imo Qingyun's hand and invaded the clear sky divine lightning hammer domineeringly. When the soul power entered the clear sky divine lightning hammer, it sensed a weak spirit soul hiding in the clear sky divine lightning hammer and shivering. If he was not wrong, this weak spirit soul should be the weapon spirit of the clear sky divine lightning hammer. Under the suppression of Imo Qingyun's soul power, the weapon spirit of the clear sky divine lightning hammer did not dare to resist and allowed Imo Qingyun to refine it. Although the weapon spirit of the clear sky divine lightning hammer did not dare to resist, it was still a saint artifact after all. It was still very difficult to refine it. After about a day, Imo Qingyun had refined 10% of the clear sky divine lightning hammer and had some connection with it. When Imo Qingyun had a connection with the clear sky divine lightning hammer, a huge amount of information suddenly rushed into his mind. This huge amount of information was the incantation of the clear sky crafting technique. Of course, other than the incantation of the clear sky crafting technique, there were also some insights on crafting. After about 15 minutes, the amount of information in Mo Qingyun's mind stopped increasing. That's all. Realizing that the amount of information in his mind had stopped increasing, Mo Qingyun's heart skipped a beat, and he could not help but have some doubts. Strange, why is there only a small part of the incantation of the clear sky crafting technique? Is it not a complete set? Could it be that refining a part of the clear sky divine lightning hammer can only give me a part of the clear sky crafting technique? When this guess came to Mo Qingyun's mind, he did not hesitate and immediately went to verify it. Immediately, Mo Qingyun immersed himself in refining again and continued to refine the clear sky divine lightning hammer. About an hour later, under Mo Qingyun's full refining, 20% of the clear sky divine lightning hammer was refined by him, and the connection with him became stronger. At this moment, another massive amount of information entered Mo Qingyun's spiritual sea in a domineering manner. When Mo Qingyun discovered this, he was shocked. His guess was confirmed. Sure enough, I only refined a part of the Hao-Ian Godly Thunder Hammer, and I can only get a part of the Hao-Ian crafting technique. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun did not think too much and immersed himself in the clear sky divine lightning hammer. Time passed little by little. The clear sky divine lightning hammer was refined little by little, and the clear sky crafting technique was also transferred little by little. In this way, more than 10 days passed in the blink of an eye. After more than 10 days of continuous refining, Mo Qingyun finally refined the clear sky divine lightning hammer. As Mo Qingyun refined the clear sky divine lightning hammer, he stood up and looked outside the dangerous place. He said, "Since I have the clear sky divine lightning hammer, I should leave this dangerous place." Chapter 1770. Outside Dragon Thunder Mountain. A group of luxuriously dressed youths slowly walked over with arrogant expressions on their faces. When they arrived, the crowd outside Dragon Thunder Mountain was immediately enveloped by a holy aura. Feeling the suppression of the holy aura, the crowd outside the Dragon Thunder Mountain turned pale. They looked at the group of people warily. These people were all geniuses of the Holy Aura tribe. After knowing the group's identity, the crowd retreated and made way for them. The Holy Aura tribe was ranked second on the 10,000 Archean tribes board. They couldn't afford to offend them. In order to avoid unnecessary trouble, it was better for them to stay far away. "Brother Lu Tsueqiong, you're here." Seeing that their own people had arrived, the younger generation of the Holy Aura tribe walked over in surprise. Looking at her clansmen walking towards her, Lu Tsueqiong nodded indifferently. Looking at the entrance of Dragon Thunder Mountain, she said, "The lightning power in this dangerous place is indeed much weaker than before. If we are careful, we should be able to enter and explore." Looking at the entrance of Dragon Thunder Mountain, Lu Tsueqiong slowly walked forward. He planned to explore the Dragon Thunder Mountain. Just as Lu Tsueqiong was about to enter the Dragon Thunder Mountain, a figure appeared in front of him. Someone was coming out of the Dragon Thunder Mountain. Seeing the figure in the Dragon Thunder Mountain, Lu Tsueqiong wasn't the only one who was shocked. The others were also shocked. They didn't expect that someone would be able to come out alive after entering the Dragon Thunder Mountain. As the figure came closer, the crowd became more and more nervous. They were very curious about the person in front of them. After a while, the figure in the Dragon Thunder Mountain arrived in front of them. "It's him." Seeing the person coming out of the Dragon Thunder Mountain, Lu Tsueqiong was shocked. He recognized the person. Seeing Lu Tsueqiong's reaction, the Holy Aura tribe members were all curious. From Lu Tsueqiong's reaction, he seemed to be very familiar with the person who came out of the Dragon Thunder Mountain. "Brother Lu Tsueqiong, you know this person?" The people around Lu Tsueqiong were all curious and quickly asked him. Hearing his brother's question, Lu Tsueqiong's face turned cold. He looked ahead and said, "You should have an impression of this person. He is the youngest genius of the Heavenly Soul Demon tribe, Mo Qingyun. Mo Qingyun. He is Mo Qingyun. So he is the person who the tribe leader ordered to eliminate. When they found out about Mo Qingyun's identity, the faces of the Sacred Might tribe's people turned gloomy. The Aura tribe, Heavenly Soul Demon tribe, was Heavenly Demon tribe. Now that a genius like Mo Qingyun had appeared among the Sky Soul Demons, it was not a good thing for the Sacred Might clan. If Mo Qingyun was allowed to continue growing, he would become a nightmare for the Sacred Might tribe. He's just a kid at the Golden Immortal stage of the Zenith Heaven stage. Looks like the rumors can't be trusted. In my opinion, the Heavenly Soul Demon tribe must have fabricated this lad. They're just bluffing. That's right. Under the suppression of our tribe, the Heavenly Soul Demon tribe has no successor. How could there be a genius? After discovering Mo Qingyun's cultivation, the Aura tribe members looked at him with disdain. Seeing everyone's reaction, Lu Tsueqiong's expression became serious. Everyone, don't let your guard down. This little brat can enter the dangerous area of the Dragon Thunder Mountain. How can he be an ordinary person? We cannot underestimate him. Hearing Lu Tsueqiong's words, the Aura tribe members' faces turned grave. Lu Tsueqiong was right. If Mo Qingyun wasn't capable, how could he have come out of the Dragon Thunder Mountain alive? Mo Qingyun didn't care about the reaction of the Aura tribe members. He glanced at the crowd and prepared to leave. He had come here to train his mystique. He didn't have time to waste here. After he finished training his mystique, he would look for Qian Ling Long if the situation permitted. Lad, stop right there. After knowing Mo Qingyun's identity, the Aura tribe members naturally wouldn't let Mo Qingyun leave. This lad would be a great enemy of their tribe in the future. How could they let him off so easily? What's the matter? Mo Qingyun stopped in his tracks and turned around to look at those people. He was displeased. After glancing at Lu Tsueqiong and the rest, Mo Qingyun felt a surge of sage aura. He couldn't help but frown and exclaim, "Sage aura. These guys are from the Aura tribe." After knowing the identity of the other party, Mo Qingyun raised his guard. He had heard about the feud between the Aura tribe and the Heavenly Soul Demon tribe. Now that the Aura tribe members were looking for trouble with him, it wouldn't be so simple. Of course, although Mo Qingyun was surprised, he had nothing to be afraid of. These guys were only at the Grand Unity, Mystic Immortal Realm. It wouldn't be too difficult to deal with them. I heard that a peerless genius, Mo Qingyun, has appeared in the Heavenly Soul Demon tribe recently. I believe that person must be you. Under Mo Qingyun's questioning, a Tao-nourishing sacred tribe member walked towards Mo Qingyun with a cold smile. I'm just a nobody in the Aura tribe. Now, I would like to spar with you. Do you dare to fight with me? Lu Tsueqiong's expression turned serious when she saw this person's actions. She quickly reminded him in a low voice, "Jing Xian, this lad is not simple. You can't be careless. Brother Radiant Jade, don't worry. He is just a Firefly stage lad." Jing Xian didn't think much of Mo Qingyun. He didn't think that Mo Qingyun could do anything to him. Presumably, in his opinion, with such a large gap between their cultivation levels, it would be easy for him to deal with Mo Qingyun. Jing Xian replied to Lu Tsueqiong. He looked at Mo Qingyun again and raised his head. Mo Qingyun, don't say that I am bullying you because of my cultivation level. As long as you can lend me a move, we will not make things difficult for you today. Can your words represent them? Mo Qingyun glanced at Lu Tsueqiong and the others. Also, if I make a move, I will kill. I hope that you will consider it carefully. When he heard Mo Qingyun's words, Jing Xian couldn't help but laugh. He was even more disdainful of Mo Qingyun. Mo Qingyun, I, Jing Xian, am not someone who can be scared. You're not qualified to threaten me with words. Mo Qingyun's expression darkened. A murderous intent grew in his heart. He planned to slaughter Jing Xian and the others. Jing Xian was unmoved by Mo Qingyun's murderous intent. His expression gradually turned cold. Mo Qingyun, since that is the case, let me see how capable you are. How can you kill as soon as you make a move? Chapter 1771. Since you insist on courting death, I can only grant you your wish." Seeing Jing Xian rushing towards him, Mo Qingyun's eyes turned cold and his body emitted a murderous aura. He said coldly, "I've just cultivated a few divine powers and was worried that I couldn't find someone to test them on. I'll use you to test them." Holy Demon, Star-Shattering Fist. Facing Jing Xian's attack, Mo Qingyun took a step forward and punched forward. A violent black, immortal spiritual power, like a demon, quickly surrounded Mo Qingyun's upper body. Soon, this immortal spiritual power turned into a demonic shadow and punched at Jing Xian with its fist. So strong. Looking at the demonic shadow's earth-shattering power, Jing Xian's face instantly changed and revealed a frightened expression. He didn't expect that a golden immortal of the great all-embracing heaven could display such a powerful divine ability. "Jing Xian, be careful." Seeing the power of Mo Qingyun's divine ability, Lu Zuiqiong, who was not far away, panicked and warned Jing Xian loudly. When Lu Zuiqiong warned Jing Xian, he didn't dare to hesitate and immediately rushed towards Jing Xian. As the saying goes, once an expert makes a move, one will know whether or not he's an expert. Seeing Mo Qingyun's move, he immediately knew that Jing Xian was no match for Mo Qingyun. It could even be said that Jing Xian was no match for Mo Qingyun's move. Just as Lu Zuiqiong was about to lend a hand, the gigantic black shadow had already arrived before Jing Xian. Seeing this scene, Mo Qingyun's lips curled up slightly and a playful smile appeared. He said, "Too slow, it's too late." Bang! As Mo Qingyun's words fell, the black shadow's fist had already arrived in front of Jing Xian. Facing the attack of the black shadow, Jing Xian didn't dare to be careless and immediately blocked it. Holy light protection. Jing Xian clenched his fists and leaned forward slightly, making a move like an iron wall blocking the river. A terrifying holy aura burst out with a dazzling light and instantly shrouded Jing Xian. Boom! The black shadow's fist slammed into the silver light screen, causing a loud explosion. However, the silver light screen didn't last for long. It started to dissipate bit by bit as it was blasted apart by the black figure's fist. After destroying the silver light screen with one punch, the black shadow did not slow down and continued to attack Jing Xian. Bang! Another sound was heard. Following the sound, the crowd saw Jing Xian's body fly out like a cannonball. Jing Xian's body turned into a stream of light and fell into the ground in the blink of an eye, setting off a large cloud of dust. Clan brother Jing Xian. Clan brother Jing Xian. Seeing Jing Xian's miserable state, Lu Zuiqiong and the others were shocked and hurriedly flew towards him. Soon, Lu Zuiqiong and the others arrived beside Jing Xian and pulled him out from the rubble. Jing Xian's hair was disheveled and his clothes were tattered. Bright red blood continuously flowed out from the obvious wounds on his body, making him look somewhat ferocious. "Brother Jing Xian, how are you?" Seeing Jing Xian's appearance, Lu Zuiqiong's face was filled with anxiety, and she immediately asked Jing Xian. Hearing Lu Zuiqiong's question, Jing Xian smiled faintly and waved his hand, saying, "I'm fine. This kid's divine ability didn't have any strength." Before Jing Xian could finish speaking, he spat out a mouthful of blood, and his face turned pale. Then, Jing Xian's eyes widened, and he looked at Mo Qingyun in disbelief, saying in shock. Before Jing Xian could finish his sentence, cracks began to appear on his body. It felt as if someone had split him open from the inside. Bright red blood flowed out from the wounds, and it immediately dyed Jing Xian's clothes red. Clan brother Jing Xian. Seeing Jing Xian in such a state, Lu Zuiqiong and the others were shocked. They were quite frightened by the situation. They didn't expect that Jing Xian would end up like this after taking a hit from Mo Qingyun. This situation was simply too unexpected for them. While Lu Zuiqiong and the others were still in shock, Jing Xian's body began to split into pieces, and in the blink of an eye, he became a pile of minced meat. Seeing this scene, Lu Zuiqiong and the others all retreated, their faces filled with fear. It was too terrifying. This divine ability of Mo Qingyun's was seriously too terrifying. When Mo Qingyun's punch was thrown, it didn't seem very powerful, but the result was so terrifying. Kid, I'll remember today's grudge. One day, I'll definitely grind your bones to dust. Under Mo Qingyun's punch, Jing Xian's physical body was smashed into pieces, and Jing Xian's soul escaped. Looking at Jing Xian's soul, Mo Qingyun's lips curled up slightly, and he sneered, "Do you think that since I've made my move, you still have a chance to live?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Jing Xian's soul trembled, and he instinctively felt some fear. Seeing the reaction of Jing Xian's soul, Mo Qingyun's lips curled into a faint smile, and he said coldly, "I've already said that if I make a move, I'll kill. You'd better obediently accept your death." Emperor Seal, killing spirit eye. Mo Qingyun's left eye flashed, and a powerful soul force blasted out, turning into a strange seal. When the seal formed, it turned into a stream of light, and in the blink of an eye, it blasted Jing Xian's soul. "Brother Lu Saiqiong, save me." Being blasted by Mo Qingyun's soul, Jing Xian's face was filled with fear, and he hurriedly begged Lu Saiqiong. Hearing Jing Xian's pleas, Lu Saiqiong's expression trembled, and she hurriedly moved to save Jing Xian. Sacred Might Heavenly Soul Finger. Lu Saiqiong quickly formed a hand seal and pointed a finger at Jing Xian's soul, preparing to dissolve Mo Qingyun's attack. The two strange seals collided, and a silent battle took place, constantly exhausting each other. Seeing Lu Saiqiong's action, Mo Qingyun's face darkened, and he said coldly, "Since you want to meddle in other people's business, I'll kill you as well." Mo Qingyun wouldn't be lenient with these people from the Sacred Might tribe. From their conversation just now, he had already received news that the Sacred Might tribe had begun to hunt him down. Since that was the case, why should he be courteous with them? Heavenly Sun, star-piercing eyes. Mo Qingyun's right eye flashed, and a stream of light blasted out, blasting towards Lu Saiqiong. The attack speed of the light was extremely fast, and because it was too sudden, Lu Saiqiong was caught off guard. So fast. However, Lu Saiqiong was an expert in the Dao Cheng stage, and her reaction speed wasn't ordinary. As soon as she sensed danger, she panicked and narrowly avoided her vital parts. Crack! Even so, a hole was still blasted in Lu Saiqiong's head. Blood flowed out from the wound, dyeing Lu Saiqiong's face red, making her look like a ghost. After being hit by Mo Qingyun's attack, Lu Saiqiong's expression trembled, and she was extremely terrified of Mo Qingyun. Under Lu Saiqiong's panic, she gave up on saving Jing Xian and immediately circulated her spiritual energy to heal her wound. When Lu Saiqiong stopped attacking, Jing Xian immediately let out a blood-curdling scream. He was killed by Mo Qingyun's attack. Chapter 1772. He was merely a golden celestial of the great all-embracing heaven, but he was able to kill one of the two grand Unity Xian immortals. This kind of ability was really too terrifying. As for the other person, although he managed to keep his life, he was also very lucky. Such a scene, if one did not see it with their own eyes, would be hard to believe. After Mo Qingyun killed Jing Xian, he looked at Lu Saiqiong. His face gradually turned cold as he said, "I know that I have no enmity with you, but you want to kill me. You can't blame me for this." As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he took out a pair of dragon horns and activated them with his immortal spiritual power. Soon, the two dragon horns flashed with lightning and turned into two huge lightning wings. When the lightning wings were formed, they flew to Mo Qingyun's back and increased Mo Qingyun's movement speed. Mo Qingyun's figure flashed. In the blink of an eye, he was in front of Lu Saiqiong and blasted out a palm. Demonic star, splitting palm. Terrifying black immortal spiritual power gathered on Mo Qingyun's body and surrounded him like armor. As the black immortal spiritual power revolved around Mo Qingyun, an imposing palm shadow blasted out from Mo Qingyun's palm. In the face of Mo Qingyun's palm, Lu Tsueqiong's expression changed. She looked at Mo Qingyun in shock and exclaimed, "How can every one of this kid's superpowers be so powerful? All of them are above the ancestral level." Mo Qingyun's current performance had completely broken Lu Tsueqiong's understanding. It was something she had never dared to imagine. As far as she knew, with Mo Qingyun's cultivation, to be able to master an ancestral-level superpower was already a heaven-defying matter. Not to mention Mo Qingyun's cultivation, even with his Dao Chang stage cultivation, being able to master an ancestral-level superpower was already amazing. On the other hand, Mo Qingyun had actually mastered several ancestral-level superpowers. This was a little too frightening. Holy Shadow Divine Shield. Facing Mo Qingyun's palm, Lu Tsueqiong didn't dare to be careless. She immediately used a sacred art to block it. Soon, a silver-white light shield appeared in front of Lu Tsueqiong. Bang! Mo Qingyun's palm slammed into the shield of light. Suddenly, there was a loud explosion and a dazzling light screen appeared. When this light screen appeared, it was like a scorching sun in the starry sky. It was so dazzling that others could not open their eyes. At the same time, an oppressive spiritual energy storm erupted with Mo Qingyun at its center. Seeing the appearance of the spiritual energy storm, the surrounding people were shocked and quickly retreated. In just a short moment, with Mo Qingyun as the center, the area within a radius of 100 miles became a vacuum. Crack, crack, crack. Under Mo Qingyun's punch, Lu Tsueqiong's light shield quickly cracked. Seeing that her sacred art couldn't block Mo Qingyun's palm, Lu Tsueqiong immediately panicked and said in shock, Holy aura. He has holy aura on him. Could it be that he has a sacred artifact?" This discovery frightened Lu Tsueqiong. Sacred artifacts were extremely rare treasures. Even a 9 Heavens Xian immortal expert would find it difficult to have a sacred artifact. Mo Qingyun was only a golden celestial of the great all-embracing heaven, but he had a sacred artifact in his hand. This was really enviable. However, before Lu Tsueqiong could recover from the shock in her heart, her expression became even more interesting. She found that the holy aura emitted from Mo Qingyun's body was coming from Mo Qingyun's body. Holy, sacred body. Lu Tsueqiong's eyes widened. Her face kept twitching and her mind became blank. His physical strength has reached the level of a sacred artifact. How'd he do it? How monstrous is this guy's talent? Once one's physical strength reached the sacred level, if one went through the 9 heavenly tribulations, it would become like a real sacred artifact. A physical body that was equivalent to a sacred artifact. Just thinking about it made one's heart tremble. Mo Qingyun destroyed the light shield with one palm. His attack didn't stop at all and continued to blast toward Lu Tsueqiong. Bang! In a panic, Lu Tsueqiong didn't even have time to react to Mo Qingyun's palm. After being hit by Mo Qingyun's palm, Lu Tsueqiong immediately flew backward and her face turned pale. Crack! While Lu Tsueqiong was flying backwards, the sound of bones cracking could be heard from his body. From the looks of it, Mo Qingyun's palm strike had already damaged his internal organs. Fortunately, she was strong enough. Otherwise, Mo Qingyun's powerful palm strike would be sufficient to smash him to pieces. Bang! Lu Tsueqiong's body flew backward for a moment and landed heavily on the ground, creating a huge pit. Seeing Lu Tsueqiong in this state, the people of the Sacred Might tribe immediately flew toward her. Soon, Lu Tsueqiong was helped up by the crowd. Her face was pale as she looked at Mo Qingyun in horror and said, "Retreat. Let's retreat. This guy is too strong. He's not someone we can deal with. We have to spread the news to the tribe." Yes. Hearing Lu Tsueqiong's words, the crowd immediately responded. They looked at Mo Qingyun with even more fear. They never thought that a golden celestial of the great all-embracing heaven would be so terrifying. Immediately, Lu Tsueqiong and the rest didn't hesitate and immediately retreated out of the dangerous area of Dragon Thunder Mountain. Seeing that Lu Tsueqiong and the rest wanted to escape, Mo Qingyun's face turned cold, and a murderous aura exploded from his body. I haven't finished practicing my superpower. Are you in such a hurry to leave? After Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he didn't hesitate and immediately chased after Lu Zuiqiong and the rest. Since he had already made his move, how could he let Lu Zuiqiong and the rest leave? Mo Qingyun's figure flashed and turned into a silver ray of light. In the blink of an eye, he caught up with Lu Zuiqiong and the rest. When he arrived in front of Lu Zuiqiong and the rest, Mo Qingyun didn't waste any time talking to them and immediately started killing them. Brat, don't go too far. If you dare to touch us, the Sacred Might tribe won't let you off. Seeing that their path was blocked, a young man beside Lu Zuiqiong threatened Mo Qingyun with a gloomy face. Hearing the young man's words, Mo Qingyun curled his lips and said with contempt, "So what if I go too far? Do you think the Sacred Might tribe will let me off if I don't kill you?" Under Mo Qingyun's questioning, Lu Zuiqiong and the rest were speechless and didn't know how to refute. Mo Qingyun's words weren't false. With the talent that Mo Qingyun had displayed, the Sacred Might tribe wouldn't let him off. In that case, whether Mo Qingyun killed them or not didn't seem to make any difference. If I, Mo Qingyun, want to kill, even the heavens won't be able to. The Sacred Might tribe isn't enough to scare me. Looking at the silent Lu Zuiqiong and the rest, Mo Qingyun's face turned colder. He didn't want to waste any more words with them. Since you have nothing to say, I'll send you on your way. Chapter 1773. Dual Dragon Wings. Mo Qingyun's figure turned into a silver light and disappeared in a flash. When Mo Qingyun's figure reappeared, he was already in front of Lu Zuiqiong and the others, blocking their path. Demonic Star, Splitting Palm. Blocking Lu Zuiqiong and the others' path, Mo Qingyun did not waste time talking nonsense with them and directly blasted a palm towards them. When Mo Qingyun's palm blasted out, a terrifying immortal spiritual energy immediately condensed on his palm. The black immortal spiritual energy turned into a huge palm shadow and crushed towards Lu Zuiqiong and the others. Facing Mo Qingyun's palm, Lu Zuiqiong and the others' expressions changed greatly, and they hurriedly blocked the huge black palm. Suddenly, a terrifying holy aura was released from Lu Zuiqiong and the others. When the holy aura erupted, it quickly gathered together and formed a huge silver shield. Boom! The huge black palm blasted on the silver shield and immediately produced a loud sound, creating a terrifying spiritual energy storm. The spiritual energy storm formed and violently swept out in all directions, engulfing Mo Qingyun, Lu Zuiqiong, and the others. Under the erosion of the spiritual energy storm, Lu Zuiqiong and the others trembled and their faces turned red. Some of them even had blood flowing out from the corners of their mouths. It was clear that the fight with Mo Qingyun this time had caused them to suffer heavy injuries. On the other hand, Mo Qingyun on the opposite side, under the impact of the spiritual energy storm, had a calm expression on his face. Not only that, when the spiritual energy storm approached Mo Qingyun, it dissipated outside of Mo Qingyun's body. That's holy aura protection. This kid actually also has holy aura, and it's even stronger than ours. No, this can't be true. How can there be someone stronger than us? His physical strength has already reached the level of sacred artifact. That's how his holy aura came about. Seeing Mo Qingyun's performance, Lu Zuiqiong and the others trembled and felt a chill. At this moment, they finally understood how terrifying Mo Qingyun's talent was. Previously, their disdain for Mo Qingyun was too self-righteous. Heavenly Sun Star piercing pupils. Mo Qingyun's attack did not stop after seeing his palm strike being put down. He continued to attack Lu Zuiqiong and the others. Mo Qingyun's right eye flashed with a sharp light. Then a threatening gaze shot out from his right eye. Pucci. The attack speed of the eye force was extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, it had struck a person and blasted his head apart. When this person's head exploded, his sea of consciousness also exploded. Even his soul didn't have time to escape. He saw his fellow tribesmen being killed by Mo Qingyun's gaze. Lu Suiqiong and the others trembled, and their faces turned even paler. At this moment, they could practically foresee the fate that would befall them. No wonder the patriarch would pay such a high price to ask the longevity tribe to kill him here. After learning about Mo Qingyun's strength, Lu Suiqiong finally understood the threat that Mo Qingyun posed to their tribe. With Mo Qingyun's monstrous talent, it would be worth any price to kill him in the cradle. After killing one person with one strike, Mo Qingyun's attack did not stop. He immediately rushed towards Lu Suiqiong and the others. Seeing Mo Qingyun rushing towards them, Lu Suiqiong and the others panicked and thought of retreating. They knew very well that if they continued to fight Mo Qingyun, they would only be killed by Mo Qingyun one by one. As Lu Suiqiong and the others were distracted, their ability to defend themselves weakened. Crack, crack, crack. While Lu Suiqiong and the others were distracted, the holy aura shield they controlled immediately weakened. Soon, under the bombardment of the giant black palm, the holy aura shield shattered bit by bit. Bang! As the holy aura shield shattered, Lu Suiqiong and the others, who were connected to it, were immediately injured. Following that, Lu Suiqiong and the others were injured mentally. They were all sent flying by the backlash. When Lu Suiqiong and the others were sent flying, they did not dare to hesitate and immediately fled in different directions. Seeing Lu Suiqiong and the others' actions, Mo Qingyun's figure flashed and chased after some of them. In a short while, some of the Holy Aura tribe members who could not escape in time were killed by Mo Qingyun's palm. A few of them actually escaped. Seeing Lu Suiqiong and the others running away, Mo Qingyun frowned and faintly showed his dissatisfaction. This was not the result he wanted. Although Mo Qingyun was dissatisfied with this result, he did not care too much. Soon he felt relieved. To him, Lu Suiqiong and the others were just small fries. Killing them would not affect the overall situation. Since those fellows have left, I should also leave this place. Mo Qingyun muttered to himself. His footsteps did not stop as he left Dragon Thunder Mountain. After Mo Qingyun left for a while, the surrounding onlookers slowly regained their senses. With just the strength of a Daluo Golden Celestial, he was able to suppress so many Grand Unity Xian Immortal experts. This person is too terrifying. Of course he's terrifying. He's the most talented and terrifying person in the Heavenly Soul Demon Tribe in the past 10 million years. If he doesn't die midway, he will definitely lead the Heavenly Soul Demon Tribe to rise again. It seems like the 10,000 Archean Tribe board is going to be reshuffled. Thinking back to Mo Qingyun's performance, the crowd could not help but sigh. They were looking forward to Mo Qingyun's future. Mo Qingyun had no idea what these people were thinking. He was now leaving a trail of dust behind him. Not long after Mo Qingyun left Dragon Thunder Mountain, a young man in silver robes arrived at the perilous area of Dragon Thunder Mountain. When the silver-robed man arrived, a terrifying aura was emitted from his body. So powerful. He's a second-level, 9 heavens Xian Immortal. He's from the Longevity Tribe. Under the pressure of the silver-robed man's aura, the surrounding people's expressions changed as they recognized his identity. Other than the Longevity Tribe, there were no other 9 heavens Xian Immortals who had entered the Kunlai Immortal Realm. At this moment, if Mo Qingyun was here, he would definitely recognize the silver-robed man. That's right, the silver-robed man who had suddenly arrived was the person in the Dragon Tooth Lightning Stone Mine. The silver-robed man sized up the perilous area and was shocked. He said in shock, "The lightning energy in the perilous area of Dragon Thunder Mountain has all disappeared. Could it be that the treasure inside has been taken away?" When the silver-robed man thought of this, his face darkened. He shouted angrily, "How dare you? How dare you touch the things that I, Xing Qing Han, have set his eyes on? No matter who you are, since you dare to take my things, I'll make you regret being born in this world." Xing Qing Han shouted coldly. He turned his head and looked around. He raised his hand and grabbed a person. He asked, "Tell me immediately, who entered the perilous area?" "Say, Senior, please don't be angry. I'll tell you now." When Xing Qing Han grabbed him, the person was terrified. He said in a panic, "Not long ago, a genius of the heavenly soul demon race entered the perilous area and came out unscathed." Chapter 1774. When this person was narrating, in order to make Xing Qing Han believe him more, he even condensed Mo Qingyun's image. The scene played in the image was the scene of Mo Qingyun walking out of the danger zone. So it's him. Looking at Mo Qingyun, who was in the image, Xing Qing Han was surprised. He was very surprised by this situation. He would never have thought that the person who took the treasure from the danger zone was actually Mo Qingyun, who he had met some time ago. In his impression, Mo Qingyun was only a golden celestial of the great all-embracing heaven. He shouldn't have such ability. Fortunately, Qing Han pondered for a moment, and his expression changed slightly. He said to himself, "A mere almighty celestial of the great all-embracing heaven could enter a dangerous place and take away the treasures inside. This kid is not simple. If I'm not wrong, that kid should have a protective sacred artifact on him." Xing Qing Han thought for a moment, and the smile on his face became wider. He said with a smile, "If that's the case, I, Xing Qing Han, will also take the sacred artifact in your hand." Xing Qing Han thought like this, and he didn't continue to stay. He immediately got up and left Dragon Thunder Mountain. Mo Qingyun knew nothing about Xing Qing Han's pursuit. He didn't know that he was being targeted. Mo Qingyun flew at an extremely fast speed. It didn't take long for him to leave Dragon Thunder Mountain. Mo Qingyun flew for a moment. Then he summoned Man Yin and let her continue to lead the way. "Little junior brother, you came out of the danger zone?" Coming to Mo Qingyun's side, Man Yin showed a curious expression and quickly asked Mo Qingyun. She still found it hard to believe that Mo Qingyun came out of the danger zone. "Yes." Mo Qingyun nodded. He looked around and said, "Senior sister, where are you going next? You lead the way." Under Mo Qingyun's inquiry, Man Yan's face revealed an expression of contemplation. Her brows furrowed slightly. Man Yan pondered for a moment, then revealed a sweet smile and said, 10,000 miles northwest of Dragon Thunder Mountain, there is a barren desert. Inside there is Zhen Shi's refining material, Kunlai gold sand. Come with me." "All right." Mo Qingyun nodded and agreed to Man Yan's request. Since he said that he would accompany Man Yan to search for the materials for refining, he naturally had to keep his word. More importantly, the places that Man Yan mentioned all had the existence of powerful demonic beasts. He could use them to temper his divine ability. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for him to find a demonic beast to train his divine ability. The Xixian Desert is in this direction. Let's go together. Man Yin identified the direction. She led the way in front, heading towards the Xixian Desert with Mo Qingyun. Man Yin was clearly very familiar with the location of the Xixian Desert. She was very familiar with the way. Several hours later, under Man Yan's lead, an endless barren desert appeared before the eyes of Mo Qingyun and Man Yin. As Mo Qingyun stood in front of this desert, an intense barren aura came crashing down on him. Under the erosion of this barren aura, Mo Qingyun discovered that the surface of his skin was starting to age bit by bit. Seeing this scene, Mo Qingyun was immediately shocked. His expression became serious. It seemed that this desert was not simple. It could not be underestimated in the slightest. Compared to the aging of Mo Qingyun's skin, the aging of Man Yan's skin was more obvious. It had obviously become much drier. Seeing this situation, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly and considered how to resolve this situation. "Little junior brother, let's go in." While Mo Qingyun was pondering, Man Yin revealed an anxious expression. She turned her head and smiled at Mo Qingyun. Hearing Man Yan's words, Mo Qingyun's expression turned solemn. He hurriedly shouted at Man Yin, "Senior sister, wait a moment. The desolate power in this Xian desert is too strong. It will devour the vitality of others' skin. Let me refine a cauldron of ethereal jade, do immortal pills before we enter the Xian desert. Little junior brother, you know how to refine pills? Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Man Yan's beautiful eyes widened. She found it hard to believe. She really did not expect that her astonishingly talented little junior brother actually had such ability. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Man Yan's face revealed a happy expression. She asked, Little junior brother, what are the effects of this ethereal jade, do immortal pill that you mentioned? The ethereal jade, do immortal pill is not a powerful pill. It only increases the body's vitality and recovery. In response to Man Yan's question, Mo Qingyun simply explained some of the effects of the ethereal jade, do immortal pill. Hearing Mo Qingyun's explanation, Man Yan's face revealed an expression of understanding. The smile on her face deepened. She said, Every time I enter the Xian desert, my skin will age. It will take many days for it to recover. This time, I finally don't have to worry about it. The more Man Yan spoke, the more excited she became. The gaze she used to look at Mo Qingyun also became increasingly gentle. She smiled and said, Little junior brother, it's great to have you by my side. I don't have to worry about anything anymore. Huh? Mo Qingyun smiled faintly. He nodded at Man Yan and said, Let's go. Let's find a quiet place so that I can refine the ethereal jade, do immortal pill in peace. All right. Man Yan nodded and left with Mo Qingyun. Not long after, the two of them found a secluded ancient castle and sat down in the courtyard of the ancient castle. Mo Qingyun sat down in the courtyard. He took out the 9-crane homing cauldron and placed one pill refinement material after another at the side. After a short while, when everything was ready, Mo Qingyun started refining the medicinal pill. Mo Qingyun raised his arm and pointed at one pill refinement material after another, sending them into the pill cauldron. Following that, these pill refinement materials flew into the pill cauldron one after another like little fish. Looking at Mo Qingyun's pill refinement technique, Man Yan's pretty face was immediately shocked. She exclaimed, Little junior brother, I didn't expect that your pill refinement level is actually so brilliant. Although Man Yan did not know pill refinement, she had seen quite a number of alchemists before and still had some understanding of pill refinement. Judging from Mo Qingyun's pill refinement technique, his level in pill refinement was absolutely not what ordinary alchemy masters could compare to. Towards Man Yan's excited words, Mo Qingyun did not say much and immersed himself in pill refinement. Seeing Mo Qingyun wholeheartedly refining pills, Man Yan did not disturb Mo Qingyun and silently guarded Mo Qingyun at the side. Time passed by bit. Under Mo Qingyun's refinement, one pill refinement material after another was purified and fused by him. After an unknown amount of time, a rich pill fragrance wafted out from the pill cauldron. At the same time, a strange scene appeared in the sky above Mo Qingyun and Man Yan. Pill image. Seeing such a scene, Man Yan's pretty face was slightly shocked. The gaze she used to look at Mo Qingyun was even more shocked. She had seen quite a number of alchemists, but there were very few who could trigger pill image so easily like Mo Qingyun. While Man Yan was shocked, Mo Qingyun raised his hand and waved, opening the 9-crane homing cauldron. Once the 9-crane homing cauldron was opened, the few sky blue pills inside flew into Mo Qingyun's hand. Chapter 1775. Perfect grade. Not bad. Looking at the ethereal jade, do immortal elixir in his hand, Mo Qingyun nodded his head in satisfaction and handed the elixir to Man Yan. The ethereal jade, do immortal elixir, was a special elixir. The frequency of its use was not high, so a perfect grade was enough. Thank you, junior brother. Looking at the elixir that Mo Qingyun handed over, Man Yan smiled sweetly and happily received the elixir. With these ethereal jade, do immortal elixirs, she did not have to worry about being eroded by the desolate force when she entered the Xian desert. Senior sister, let's go. After handing the ethereal jade due immortal elixir to Man Yin, Mo Qingyun instructed Man Yin and took the lead to walk forward. Seeing Mo Qingyun walking forward, Man Yin immediately followed closely behind and headed towards the Xixian Desert with Mo Qingyun. Soon, the two of them arrived at the Xixian Desert and were once again eroded by the desolate force. Junior brother, here is an ethereal jade due immortal elixir. Standing outside the Xixian Desert, Man Yin took out an ethereal jade due immortal elixir and handed it to Mo Qingyun. Looking at the elixir that Man Yin handed over, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and shook his head. He replied, "Senior sister, don't worry. The desolate force cannot harm me. I don't need to use the ethereal jade due immortal elixir." Junior brother, although your physical body is strong, the desolate force in the Xixian Desert is also. Hearing Mo Qingyun's reply, Man Yan's beautiful eyes widened, and she hurriedly persuaded Mo Qingyun. In her opinion, no matter how strong Mo Qingyun's physical body was, it would inevitably be eroded and aged. "Don't worry, I have my own ways to resist it." Before Man Yin could finish her words, Mo Qingyun interrupted her and smiled faintly. "Furthermore, if I could not resist the desolate force, I would have refined another cauldron of ethereal jade due immortal elixir." Man Yin remained silent and nodded her head, thinking that Mo Qingyun's words made sense. After explaining to Man Yin, Mo Qingyun walked into the Xixian Desert and was immediately corroded by the desolate power. Soon, the surface of Mo Qingyun's body showed signs of aging, with some fine wrinkles appearing. However, as soon as these wrinkles appeared, they were nourished by a powerful force and smoothed out bit by bit. Man Yan's face trembled when she saw this. She stared at Mo Qingyun in shock and exclaimed, Little junior brother has another bloodline in his body. It's even more powerful than the heavenly soul demon bloodline." This discovery really shocked Man Yin quite a bit, causing her to be unable to recover for a long time. Mo Qingyun possessed the bloodline of the heavenly soul devil race. He was the strongest heavenly soul devil race member in the last 10 million years. However, even such a heavenly soul demon bloodline could not compare to another bloodline. From this, one could see just how powerful Mo Qingyun's other bloodline was. If Man Yin had not seen it with her own eyes, she would find it hard to believe. Little junior brother's talent is really too terrifying. Just how many more secrets does he have? Man Yan's beautiful eyes trembled and her heart was moved. The gaze she used to look at Mo Qingyun was filled with intense ambiguity and admiration. After discovering Mo Qingyun's secret, Man Yin did not think too much about it and immediately consumed a hollow jade due immortal elixir. After consuming the hollow jade due immortal elixir, Man Yin followed behind Mo Qingyun and walked towards the interior of the Xixian Desert. As Man Yin walked in the Xixian Desert, she was also corroded by the desolate power, which devoured the life force of her body. When the life force of her body was being devoured, a faint mist-like rain quickly gathered on the surface of her body. When this mist-like rain appeared, it seeped into Man Yan's body, nourishing and healing her skin. Soon after, in the eyes of others, Man Yin was like a fairy surrounded by the rain and dew. After discovering the miraculous effects of the hollow jade due immortal elixir, Man Yan's face immediately revealed joy. With an excited expression, she said, "This hollow jade due immortal elixir is indeed miraculous. Under its nourishment, my skin does not show any signs of aging." Hoo, a sandstorm that blotted out the sky and covered the earth suddenly flew over from the front, as if it was a manic devil. Seeing the sandstorm appear in front of them, Man Yan's face immediately changed. She revealed a nervous expression and said, "Little junior brother, the sand fury is here. Let's go quickly." "What is a sand fury?" Mo Qingyun revealed a puzzled expression. He was curious about the sand fury that Man Yin mentioned. He did not know if this so-called sand fury was a powerful demonic beast or a natural phenomenon. Without waiting for Mo Qingyun to think more, Man Yin pulled his hand and escaped to the side. Seeing Man Yan's nervous expression, Mo Qingyun did not continue to stand on the spot. He quickly followed Man Yin to avoid the Sand Fury. When Mo Qingyun duo evaded, some of the weaker people were engulfed by the Sand Fury in a blink of an eye. When those people were engulfed by the Sand Fury, their bodies quickly shriveled up as if their blood was sucked dry. What a terrifying Sand Fury! Seeing such a scene, Mo Qingyun was startled in his heart. He could not help but have a lingering fear. Although his physical body was powerful, he did not dare to guarantee that he could escape safely from the Sand Fury. Just as Mo Qingyun was shocked by the terror of the Sand Fury, his eyes suddenly lit up. He revealed a bewildered look and said, "Yeah, this Sand Fury has formation energy fluctuations. Could it be that it was derived from some formation? Little junior brother, let's go." Looking at the Sand Fury that gradually went further away, Man Yin was not willing to stay any longer and spoke up to suggest to Mo Qingyun. Hearing Man Yan's words, Mo Qingyun mused for a bit. Looking at the Sand Fury that gradually went further away, he said, "Senior apprentice sister, you wait for me here for a bit. I'll go and study the Sand Fury." Mo Qingyun thought in his heart, if the Sand Fury was really derived from a formation, then the situation would not be too good. Following this, they had to be careful of some ancient formation arrays when walking in the Sichuan Desert. In Mo Qingyun's view, since there was a formation array that appeared, there would definitely be even more formation arrays existing. More importantly, this formation that gave birth to the Sand Fury, he still could not make out anything about it. This situation was not particularly optimistic to him. Such a discovery immediately made Mo Qingyun raise his guard and had no choice but to be a little more careful. Little junior brother, knowing Mo Qingyun's thoughts, Man Yin immediately opened her eyes wide and did not come back to her senses for a long time. The Sand Fury that others avoided like the plague, Mo Qingyun actually still wanted to take the initiative to approach and study it when he saw it. One had to admit that Mo Qingyun's guts were seriously too big. No need to worry. I'm just going to take a look. I won't get too close. Mo Qingyun gave Man Yin a comforting smile. Then he flew towards the Sand Fury, planning to investigate the Sand Fury to the bottom. Seeing Mo Qingyun's action, Man Yin did not persuade anymore either. She just stood on the spot with a nervous expression. Following this, Mo Qingyun swiftly flew to the side of the Sand Fury under Man Yan's gaze. Mo Qingyun arrived beside the Sand Fury. He released his soul force and carried out an observation on the Sand Fury. Chapter 1776. It's just as I guessed. This so-called Sand Fury is really a product of a powerful formation. Standing near the Sand Fury, Mo Qingyun was surprised. His previous guess was confirmed. Although the formation power in the Sand Fury was very weak, with Mo Qingyun's attainments in the Array Dao, he could still easily capture it. Knowing that the Sand Fury was derived from a formation, Mo Qingyun's mood became heavy. He was even more curious about the formation of the Sand Fury. I wonder if the formation that gave birth to the Sand Fury covers the entire Western Mystic Desert or just a small area. Following closely behind the Sand Fury, Mo Qingyun released his soul power and carefully observed the Sand Fury. As he continued to observe the Sand Fury, the shock in Mo Qingyun's heart became more and more intense. He discovered that the formation that gave birth to the Sand Fury could very likely cover the entire Western Mystic Desert. Could it be that this Western Mystic Desert is also derived from this formation? When this thought appeared in his mind, Mo Qingyun's expression trembled. He was quite frightened by his own guess. The area covered by the Western Mystic Desert was almost comparable to the Tianan continent. One could imagine what grade the formation that could cover the Western Mystic Desert would be. More importantly, how terrifying would the strength of the person who could set up such a formation be? Even the saints that everyone spoke of did not possess such means. It seems that this Western Mystic Desert is not simple. I'd better be careful. From the formation of the Sand Fury, Mo Qingyun had a rough understanding of the situation of the Western Mystic Desert. After resolving the doubts in his heart, Mo Qingyun no longer observed the Sand Fury and went to meet up with Man Yan. A group of young people dressed in green robes were talking and laughing as they walked towards Man Yan's direction. Seeing the appearance of these people, Man Yan's expression tensed up. She immediately distanced herself from them. These people were all from the Longevity tribe. It was better for her not to provoke them. Everyone knew that in the Kunlai immortal realm, the Longevity tribe was a king-like existence. Because in the Kunlai immortal realm, only the members of the Longevity tribe could enter with the cultivation of the Nine Heavens mystic immortal realm. With such a huge gap in strength, who would dare to provoke the Longevity clan? Although there were no Nine Heavens mysterious immortal realm experts in this group of people, they were not people that ordinary people could afford to offend. Originally, with Man Yan's pregnant Dao stage cultivation, she wouldn't have attracted the attention of these people. However, the Jade Mirage Dew immortal pill that Man Yan had consumed could resist the corrosion of the desolate power, making her stand out. The fog that surrounds this person can actually resist the corrosion of the desolate power. Noticing that something was amiss with Man Yan, the cultivators from the Longevity clan revealed looks of shock, and they quickly walked towards Man Yan. Seeing the arrival of the people from the Longevity clan, Man Yan's pretty face tensed up. She couldn't help but panic. Now that Mo Qingyun was not by her side, with her pregnant path realm, she was no match for these people. She must have some treasure on her that can resist the corrosion of the desolate power. If I possess such a treasure, I will not have to worry about being corroded by the desolate force every time I enter the western Xian Desert. I have a feeling that she might have obtained the treasure of some powerful expert in the Sichuan Desert. When the crowd arrived in front of Man Yan, they immediately revealed greedy expressions and disgust with sinister smiles. Hearing these people's words, Man Yan's expression became even more nervous. She unconsciously retreated. Seeing Man Yan's action, the cultivators from the Longevity clan sneered and moved closer to Man Yan, blocking all of Man Yan's paths. A woman called Xing Ro looked at Man Yan with a cold gaze and said, "Immediately hand over your protective treasure, and I can give you a quick death." You! Hearing Xing Ro's words, Man Yan's pretty face was filled with anger, and she clenched her teeth. If she wasn't afraid of the other party's strength, she really wanted to teach this woman a lesson so that she wouldn't bully others too much in the future. Seeing that Man Yan didn't speak for a long time, Xing Ro's face darkened and the killing intent on her body intensified. She shouted, "Are you deaf? Didn't you hear what I just said?" Man Yan's face was filled with anger. She glared at Xing Ro but didn't speak. "It seems that you won't shed tears until you see the coffin. You want me to do it myself." Seeing that Man Yan didn't reply for a long time, Xing Ro became impatient and prepared to attack Man Yan. Just as Xing Ro was about to attack, a strong man beside her rubbed his chin and said, "Sister Xing Ro, this woman is as beautiful as a flower. It would be a pity to kill her. Why don't you give her to me? Fortunately, clan brotherly, I can give this woman to you, but I want her protective magic treasure." Hearing the man's request, Xing Ro coldly nodded and agreed to Xing Li's suggestion. "Thank you, Sister Xing Ro." Xing Li smiled happily and cupped his hands towards Xing Ro. He slowly walked towards Man Yan and said, "Miss, as long as you hand over your protective treasure, I, Xing Li, can guarantee you that no one will make things difficult for you." Hearing Xing Li's words, Man Yan hesitated. Seeing Man Yan's hesitation, Xing Li and the others weren't in a hurry and waited for Man Yan to make a decision. After about 10 breaths of time, Xing Ro became impatient and urged, "We don't have time to waste with you. I'll give you 3 breaths of time to consider. If you still don't hand over your protective treasure, then don't blame me for being impolite." Under Xing Ro's urging, Man Yan clenched her teeth and finally made a decision. "Actually, I can resist the desolate power, not because of any treasure, but because I took an immortal pill." Man Yan explained to everyone, then took out the ethereal jade, dew immortal pill, and handed it over to Xing Li. After receiving the pill from Man Yin, Xing Li inspected it. After that, he tossed it to Xing Ro. Sister Xing Ro, I've given you the body-protecting immortal pill. This woman is mine now. After Xing Li finished speaking, he didn't hesitate and immediately flew towards Man Yin. Seeing Xing Li approaching her, Man Yan's face immediately panicked, and she quickly retreated. At this moment, as Man Yin retreated, a figure streaked across the sky and flew towards her with extreme speed. This figure was naturally Mo Qingyun, who had returned. Little junior brother. Seeing that Mo Qingyun had returned, Man Yan's beautiful face lit up, and her mood became excited. Seeing Mo Qingyun return in time, Man Yan immediately found her backbone. Under Man Yan's excited gaze, Mo Qingyun's figure flashed and arrived beside her. People from the Longevity tribe. Mo Qingyun arrived beside Man Yan. His gaze swept towards Xing Li and the others, and he said in shock, "Senior sister, what happened? Why are they here?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's question, the corners of Man Yan's eyes reddened. She said with grievance, "Little junior brother, the ethereal jade dew immortal pill you refined for me was all snatched away by them. Don't worry, I'll snatch it back for you now." Knowing that the ethereal jade dew immortal pill had been snatched away, Mo Qingyun smiled at Man Yin and turned to look at Xing Ro and the others. Chapter 1777. Shameless Boasting. Seeing Mo Qingyun's action, Xing Li's face turned cold as he took the initiative to charge at Mo Qingyun. A powerful blood energy fluctuation erupted from Xing Li's body, forming a blood energy domain. Under the cover of this blood energy domain, Man Yan's face tensed up and turned pale. Her bloodline was only at the 8-star level. Facing the ancient bloodline of the Longevity clan, she still felt a lot of pressure. More importantly, Xing Li's cultivation level was much higher than hers, which gave her a great sense of oppression. Hence, under the pressure of Xing Li's bloodline, she immediately felt her blood flow become a little sluggish. Seeing Xing Li's action, Mo Qingyun's face turned solemn as he said coldly, "You think too highly of yourself if you want to use your bloodline to pressure me." Bloodline pressure. A violent and dense blood energy gathered outside Mo Qingyun's body, emitting a dazzling bloody light. The blood-red light grew bigger and bigger, like a huge blood-red sun, giving people a feeling of fear and trepidation. Boom! The blood sun exploded, creating a terrifying wave of blood that swept wildly in all directions. Under the impact of this wave of blood, the bloody aura that Xing Li had emitted was instantly scattered into pieces. Then, a bloodline domain that covered a radius of 10 miles was formed in the blink of an eye. Puff! Under Mo Qingyun's bloodline pressure, Xing Li and the others' faces turned pale as they spat out blood. With the strength of Mo Qingyun's ancient bloodline, he could be considered as an ancient god reborn. How could ordinary people compare to his bloodline pressure? Standing in Mo Qingyun's bloodline domain, if one did not have a king-level bloodline talent, their bloodline would be strongly suppressed. What a strong bloodline power! Discovering the strength of Mo Qingyun's bloodline, Xing Li and the others' hearts trembled, their eyes filled with shock. Their bloodlines were all 7-star and above, and they could be considered super geniuses in the clan. However, even with their bloodline talent, in front of Mo Qingyun, they were still mercilessly crushed. From this, it could be seen how terrifying Mo Qingyun's bloodline grade was. No matter how powerful your bloodline is, it's useless if your cultivation level is too low. Xing Li's face darkened, and he looked at Mo Qingyun with a venomous gaze. He wanted to kill Mo Qingyun. This brat in front of him, although his realm was not particularly high, the threat he gave him was very great. Since he had already offended Mo Qingyun, he could not let Mo Qingyun off so easily. Just as Xing Li was about to make his move, a blood-curdling scream came from behind him. Hearing the screams behind him, Xing Li immediately turned around, wanting to know what had happened. When Xing Li turned around, he saw a hole in one of his clansmen's chest. Xing Wei, how are you? Oh no, an invisible person has appeared. Seeing the young man's appearance, the faces of Xing Li and the others changed greatly, each of them revealing a nervous expression. Not only were Xing Li and the others nervous, Mo Qingyun was also shocked and puzzled, not understanding what had happened. While Mo Qingyun was puzzled, Xing Li and the others were tense and panicked. This invisible person was able to penetrate Xing Wei's body with one palm. His strength might have reached the 9 heavens Xian immortal realm. Let's leave this place first. Retreat. Hearing the words of the people around her, Xing Ro immediately gave the order and led everyone away quickly. Hearing Xing Ro's order, Xing Li's face turned cold. He looked at Mo Qingyun with a sinister gaze and said, "Brat, count yourself lucky this time. An invisible person has appeared nearby and hindered our battle. It's best if I don't meet you again." Xing Li left behind these harsh words. He didn't dare to stay any longer and immediately left Mo Qingyun's line of sight. Seeing Xing Li and the others leave, Mo Qingyun was not in a hurry to chase after them. He quickly came to Man Yan's side. The invisible person that Xing Li and the others spoke of was extremely strange and powerful. He had to protect Man Yan. At this moment, Mo Qingyun was extremely curious about the invisible person. He wanted to know what it was. Of course, while Mo Qingyun was curious, he also raised his guard. When the invisible person attacked, he did not sense it at all. From this, it could be seen that the invisible person's concealment ability had reached a terrifying level. He had no choice but to be careful when dealing with such a strange and unknown thing. "Senior sister, let's go." Coming to Man Yan's side, Mo Qingyun did not waste any time and immediately brought Man Yan away from this place. No matter what the invisible person was, it was best to bring Man Yan away first to prevent Man Yan from being in danger. As for his own safety, Mo Qingyun was not worried. He did not think that the invisible person would be able to harm him. Now that the strength of his body had reached the level of a saint tool, there were very few people who could harm him. Hidden door. In order to prevent the invisible person from continuing to follow, Mo Qingyun did not forget to use a hidden door when he left. With the support of the hidden door, Mo Qingyun and Man Yan's figures disappeared in the blink of an eye. Next, Mo Qingyun and Man Yan rushed towards the depths of the Western Mystery Desert. About an hour later, Mo Qingyun and Man Yan stopped and found a place to rest. "Senior sister, do you know what the invisible person is?" Mo Qingyun sat down and revealed a curious expression as he hurriedly asked Man Yan. Under Mo Qingyun's inquiry, Man Yan's beautiful face tightened. She revealed a frightened expression and said, "The invisible person is an extremely terrifying creature in the Western Mystery Desert. Their concealment method is very strong. Only when they attack will they reveal a faint figure. Under normal circumstances, it is very difficult to detect them. The concealment method of the invisible person is indeed very powerful. It is not much weaker than my hidden door." Recalling the performance of the invisible person just now, Mo Qingyun revealed a heavy expression and expressed his approval of Man Yan's words. While Mo Qingyun was pondering, Man Yan could not help but sigh in joy and said, "Because the invisible person's concealment ability is too strong. Until now, no one has seen their true appearance. I also do not know what they look like." Mo Qingyun was not surprised by Man Yan's words. He felt that it was natural. Xing Wei, who was seriously injured just now, was in the path nurturing stage, which was one stage higher than Man Yan. But even so, facing the sneak attack of the invisible person, he did not detect it at all. If Man Yan had really encountered the invisible person, she was afraid that she would have met with disaster. This Western Mystery Desert is full of dangers. It is most likely related to that great formation. Thinking of his own encounters along the way, Mo Qingyun's heart was clear. He quickly guessed a possibility and said inwardly, "If there is no accident, this so-called invisible person should be something created by the Great Formation. After thinking this, Mo Qingyun's heart became heavy. Chapter 1778. Little Junior Brother, what should we do next? Seeing that Mo Qingyun was silent, Man Yin revealed an inquiring expression and inquired about Mo Qingyun's plan. Under Man Yan's inquiry, Mo Qingyun pondered for a moment and said, "Senior sister, your ethereal jade immortal pill has been snatched. Taking advantage of the fact that the immortal pill you consumed is still in effect, I'll refine a cauldron of pills for you first. We'll talk about the rest later." "Thank you, little junior brother." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Man Yin smiled sweetly, revealing a kind of beauty that could topple cities. After explaining his idea to Man Yin, Mo Qingyun did not delay any longer and took out the 9 cranes homing cauldron. After the 9 cranes homing cauldron was taken out, the pill refining materials were arranged by Mo Qingyun in an orderly manner. After everything was ready, Mo Qingyun shot out a flame and started refining the ethereal jade immortal pill. The pill refining materials were like small fish as they entered the cauldron one after another. After the pill refining materials entered the cauldron, they were refined by the alchemy fire at an extremely fast speed, turning into balls of pure medicinal liquid. In the blink of an eye, a day had passed. A strong pill fragrance spread out from the 9 cranes homing cauldron and permeated the surrounding space. Smelling the fragrance from the cauldron, Man Yan's face immediately lit up with joy, knowing that the pill refining was successful. Just as Man Yan was rejoicing, a strange scene appeared above Mo Qingyun. This was the appearance of an elixir image. Seeing the appearance of the elixir image, Mo Qingyun immediately formed a hand seal, allowing the elixir image to merge with the pill. Very quickly, jade-green pills flew out of the cauldron one after another. When the pills flew out from the cauldron, they were like rivers flowing into the sea, absorbing the elixir images in the sky. As the elixir images entered the pills, the color of the pills began to change, and the aura became more and more restrained. Boom! Boom! At this moment, dark clouds suddenly gathered above Mo Qingyun and Man Yan, and thunder boomed. Seeing this scene, Man Yan's face trembled as she exclaimed, "This is tribulation lightning." While Man Yan was still in shock, she immediately thought of a possibility. The illusory jade immortal pill was about to undergo its pill tribulation. Pill tribulation. Little junior brother wants to refine tribulation-grade pills. This discovery really shocked Man Yin quite a bit, causing her gaze towards Mo Qingyun to change greatly. In the previous alchemy session, she already knew that Mo Qingyun's alchemy skills were very high. However, she would never have thought that Mo Qingyun would actually want to refine a tribulation-grade pill just because of a disagreement. Wasn't this a little too willful? After Man Yin calmed down the shock in her heart, she no longer made any sound. She just quietly watched from the side. Boom! Under Man Yan's gaze, a row of tribulation lightning descended and blasted on top of the medicinal pills. Very quickly, the tribulation lightning swallowed the medicinal pill, and it emitted a dazzling silver light. Seeing this scene, Man Yan's expression immediately tensed up. Her gaze nervously looked at the pills. Could these pills withstand the bombardment of tribulation lightning? Under Man Yan's nervous gaze, the tribulation lightning dissipated little by little, and the medicinal pills reappeared in her line of sight. After going through one tribulation lightning, the medicinal efficacy of the pills was clearly much denser. The surface also became more lustrous. In addition, there was an additional strange pattern on the surface of the medicinal pills. Success! Seeing the changes in the medicinal pills, Man Yan's charming face immediately lit up with joy. Her mood became excited. However, before Man Yin could rejoice, she realized that the tribulation lightning in the sky had become even more imposing. This situation didn't seem like the result of a tribulation. Another tribulation? After a short moment of surprise, Man Yan's beautiful eyes trembled as she thought of a possibility. When this thought appeared, Man Yan couldn't help but tremble. The gaze she used to look at Mo Qingyun changed greatly. Mo Qingyun was really too crazy. The illusory Jade-Do Immortal Pill was already at the first tribulation grade, but he was still not satisfied and wanted to continue increasing the grade of the medicinal pills. Although Man Yan was very shocked, she didn't show it. She only looked at the medicinal pills nervously. Boom! Soon, another row of tribulation lightning descended and bombarded the medicinal pills. Seeing the medicinal pills being swallowed by the tribulation lightning again, Man Yan's expression tensed up. Her heart was hanging in the air. This was a first tribulation medicinal pill. If it was destroyed like this, it would be too much of a pity. As time passed, the lightning dissipated little by little, and the medicinal pills reappeared. Seeing the medicinal pills reappear, Man Yan's expression relaxed a little. Her hanging heart was finally put down. It seemed that the medicinal pills had successfully passed the tribulation again. After going through 2 tribulation lightning, the medicinal spiritual energy emitted by the medicinal pills had clearly become more intense. At the same time, there was an additional tribulation pattern on the surface of the medicinal pills. Seeing that it had successfully advanced to the second tribulation, Man Yan's face lit up with joy. She prepared to congratulate Mo Qingyun. However, before Man Yan could say anything, she was stunned on the spot. Her beautiful eyes widened as she looked at Mo Qingyun. Looking at Mo Qingyun's posture, it seemed that he didn't intend to stop. He wanted to continue increasing the grade of the medicinal pills. Again, Man Yan's face was blank. Her emotions were complicated to the extreme. She didn't know what to say. This was already his second grade tribulation pill. It was already an extremely rare medicinal pill. There was really no need to take the risk to increase the grade. Mo Qingyun didn't know what Man Yan was thinking. He was still immersed in refining pills. Next, Mo Qingyun tirelessly increased the grade of the medicinal pills. After about half an hour, Mo Qingyun stopped refining pills and said with a satisfied smile, "This time, the grade of the ethereal Jade-Do Immortal Pill should be considered to have reached the limit." As Mo Qingyun stopped refining pills, the tribulation lightning above them began to quickly dissipate. The dark clouds dispersed, and the sun reappeared. Mo Qingyun raised his hand and waved, and several ethereal Jade-Do Immortal Pills were stored in a jade bottle. "Senior sister, these ethereal Jade-Do Immortal Pills are for you. These should be enough for you to use for a while." "Thank you, junior brother." Receiving the pills from Mo Qingyun, Man Yan was overjoyed. She quickly thanked Mo Qingyun. At this moment, while Mo Qingyun was refining pills, Xing Li and the others arrived at the outskirts of the Western Black Desert and met a man in silver robes. "Senior brother Qinghan." Seeing the silver-robed man not far away, Xing Ro and the others were overjoyed. They immediately went to greet Xing Qinghan. Xing Qinghan glanced at Xing Wei with a cold expression and asked, "What happened? Why is Xing Wei injured so badly?" "It's like this. Not long ago, we were dealing with a perfected golden immortal brat in the Western Black Desert. We encountered an invisible person." Under Xing Qinghan's questioning, Xing Ro recounted the events in full detail. Hearing Xing Ro's story, Xing Qinghan's expression turned cold. "So it's them. Xing Ro, take Xing Wei to treat his injuries. Xing Li, take me to find them immediately." "Yes, senior brother Qinghan." Under Xing Qinghan's orders, Xing Ro and the others didn't dare to hesitate and immediately carried out Xing Qinghan's instructions. Chapter 1779. Just as she received the elixir from Mo Qingyun, the remnant medicinal essence in Man Yan's body showed signs of weakening. As the ethereal Jade-Do Immortal Elixir's medicinal essence weakened, the desolate power's corrosion on Man Yan's body immediately became more intense. The surface of Man Yan's skin quickly showed signs of drying up as wrinkles appeared. "Junior brother, It is fortunate that you refined the elixir in time. Otherwise, I would have turned into an old witch. Realizing that the medicinal essence in her body had weakened, Man Yin gave Mo Qingyun a cheeky smile and consumed ethereal jade, dew immortal elixir. As she consumed the ethereal jade, dew immortal elixir, a thick mist-like medicinal essence rapidly gathered on the surface of Man Yan's body. As the mist-like medicinal essence gathered, it nourished and healed Man Yan's body, causing her skin to become moist and lustrous. Senior sister, where is the Kunlai golden sand? Let's go and search for it now. Seeing that Man Yan's skin had recovered, Mo Qingyun instructed her and prepared to accompany her to search for the Kunlai golden sand. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Man Yin did not delay any further. She looked around and said, "The Kunlai golden sand is at the bottom of the Zonglong Sand River. The Zonglong Sand River is in this direction. Let's just walk in this direction." Man Yin identified the direction and set off with Mo Qingyun, rushing towards the Zonglong Sand River. The Zonglong Sand River was not close. With Mo Qingyun and Man Yan's speed, they would need at least 10 days to reach. A few days is too long. It is inevitable that we will encounter some danger along the way. On the way to the Zonglong Sand River, Mo Qingyun knew that they would need some time to travel. He wanted to reach there as soon as possible. Mo Qingyun pondered for a moment before he took out the Shinjo Race's flying boat and prepared to drive it. Seeing the flying boat that Mo Qingyun took out, Man Yan's beautiful eyes immediately widened. She exclaimed, Junior brother, could this be a flying boat forged by the Shinjo Race?" "That's right." Seeing that Man Yin recognized it, Mo Qingyun did not deny it. He nodded at her to confirm. Although she had already guessed the result, when she heard Mo Qingyun admit it personally, Man Yan's heart couldn't help but beat faster. As far as she knew, the divine boat race had been extinct for a long time. The forging techniques of flying boats had also been lost. Every single one of the remaining flying boats was a priceless treasure. Their value was comparable to that of an ordinary sacred artifact. She didn't expect that Mo Qingyun would have such a flying boat in his hands. This was too unexpected for Man Yin. "Senior sister, let's enter the flying boat." Looking at the surprised Man Yin, Mo Qingyun nodded to her and took the lead to enter the airship. Receiving Mo Qingyun's instructions, Man Yin hurriedly followed and walked into the flying boat. When the two of them entered the flying boat, Mo Qingyun formed a hand seal and activated the array formation inside the flying boat. While Mo Qingyun was activating the array formation, he also took out a large amount of immortal spirit stones to provide the energy needed to operate the flying boat. Under Mo Qingyun's control, the flying boat turned into an afterimage and flew tens of thousands of miles away in a blink of an eye. This kind of terrifying flying speed was far from what Mo Qingyun duo could compare to. With the flying boat's flying speed, we need at most 10 hours to reach the Zonglong Sand River. Seeing the flying boat's flying speed, Mo Qingyun calculated in his heart the time needed to reach the Zonglong Sand River. The reason why it needed 10 hours was because Mo Qingyun deliberately slowed down. If Mo Qingyun controlled the flying boat to fly at full speed, the speed might be even faster. There was no choice. In this Xian desert, there were many sand fury existences. Mo Qingyun was afraid that if they flew too fast and encountered a sand fury, they wouldn't be able to dodge in time and directly rushed into the sand fury. With the terrifying degree of that sand fury, if the flying boat entered, it would probably be completely destroyed. This kind of outcome wasn't what Mo Qingyun wanted to see. On the way to the Zonglong Sand River, although they encountered some trouble, it was all easily resolved by Mo Qingyun. Just like this, after spending roughly 10 hours, Mo Qingyun arrived in front of a huge river. This river was very wide and also very long. One couldn't see the end at a glance. "Senior apprentice sister, are we going to enter the river?" Standing at the side of the Zonglong Sand River, Mo Qingyun asked Man Yin, asking her what they should do next. Hearing Mo Qingyun's inquiry, Man Yin nodded her head. Her gaze glanced at the Zonglong Sand River and said, "The Kunlai golden sand is all deposited at the bottom of the river. Only by entering the interior of the zone-long sand river can we scoop out the Kunlai golden sand. When Mo Chinyanduo was talking, some people not far away jumped into the zone-long sand river one after another. If nothing went wrong, these people should be entering the zone-long sand river in order to scoop out the Kunlai golden sand. Seeing those people's actions, Mo Qingyun was also unwilling to delay time and immediately nodded his head to signal to Man Yin, senior apprentice sister, "Let's enter too." Man Yin nodded her head and jumped into the zone-long sand river together with Mo Qingyun. The moment they entered the zone-long sand river, a terrifying river pressure crushed towards Mo Qingyun. Sensing the pressure in the water, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. His eyes revealed a look of surprise as he said, "What a powerful river pressure." Could it be that the water in the zone-long sand river is the extremely rare underworld river heavy water? That's right. The water in the zone-long sand river is the underworld river heavy water that can be used to refine weapons. Man Yin nodded her head. Her pretty face became a little nervous as she said, "Junior apprentice brother, in the zone-long sand river, other than having to be wary of the zone-long sand dragon, we also have to resist a kind of creature called the sand ghost." Sand ghost. Mo Qingyun's face revealed a curious expression. He had some strong interest in the sand ghost that Man Yin mentioned. Since Man Yin said so, this sand ghost should be very difficult to deal with. Following that, Mo Qingyun and Man Yin chatted as they sank to the bottom of the zone-long sand river. The zone-long sand river was very deep. It was at least tens of thousands of meters deep. The deeper one dived into the bottom of the sand river, the greater the pressure of the river. It caused the flow of blood and qi to be obstructed. Gradually, a look of difficulty appeared on Man Yan's face. It seemed that she was a little strained. Domain gate. Looking at Man Yan's appearance, Mo Qingyun executed his martial spirit super ability and formed a domain around them. Under the protection of Mo Qingyun's domain, the pressure on Man Yin was greatly reduced. She smiled sweetly at Mo Qingyun and said, "Junior apprentice brother, thank you." Mo Qingyun waved his hand and continued to dive into the bottom of the river with Man Yin. As the two of them went deeper into the river, some demonic beasts in the river slowly appeared before the two of them. Swoosh! At this moment, a large school of fish with spear-like mouths charged towards Mo Qingyun and Man Yin at an extremely fast speed. When this school of demonic fish approached, a terrifying aura enveloped Mo Qingyun and Man Yin. Not good, this is the flying cloud fish. Seeing the school of demonic beasts attacking, Mo Qingyun's expression tensed up. He immediately dodged with Man Yin. The flying cloud fish was a terrifying demonic beast. Apart from its incomparably tough body and terrifying defensive power, its attack power was also very terrifying. Its attack power was also extremely terrifying. It could even pierce through a supreme grade immortal artifact. From this, it could be seen how terrifying the attack power of the flying cloudfish was. Chapter 1780. Facing the pursuit of tens of thousands of flying cloud nether fish, it would be fine if Mo Qingyun was alone, as he did not have to worry about being injured by the fish. After all, the toughness of his body was comparable to a sacred artifact. The flying cloud nether fish could not break through the defense of his body. However, with Man Yin with him, the situation was completely different. Man Yin's body was not that strong. If she was surrounded by the flying cloud nether fish, it was inevitable that she would be injured. Hidden door. In the process of escaping with Man Yin, Mo Qingyun did not forget to use the hidden door to hide their figures. With the support of the hidden door, Mo Qingyun and Man Yin immediately disappeared from the perception of the flying cloud nether fish. After losing the perception of Mo Qingyun and Man Yin, the flying cloud netherfish did not continue to pursue them and swam towards other parts of the zone-long sand river. Phew, that was close. After shaking off the pursuit of the flying cloud netherfish, Mo Qingyun and Man Yin took a deep breath and relaxed a lot. Although the flying cloud netherfish was not particularly strong, the pressure it gave them was not small. Senior sister, let's continue to dive deeper. Mo Qingyun looked around and continued to dive deeper with Man Yin, getting closer to the bottom of the zone-long sand river. As Mo Qingyun and Man Yin went deeper, some algae creatures at the bottom of the river appeared in their line of sight. Junior brother, that is the blue ghost algae. Let's not go near them. Looking at the green algae at the bottom of the river, Man Yan's expression was grave as she reminded Mo Qingyun. Hearing Man Yan's words, Mo Qingyun's expression changed as he looked at the blue ghost algae. Mo Qingyun sensed that the blue ghost algae's aura was not weak. They were all in the Tao comprehending stage. At this moment, a perfected golden immortal stage demon fish swam into the blue ghost algae area. Just as the demonic fish entered the blue ghost algae, the blue ghost algae's form changed and became tough and long thorns. Puff, puff, puff. The indigo ghost algae turned into long spikes and pierced the fish's body, tying it up. The deep blue ghost algae tied up the demonic fish. They were like leeches, crazily devouring the blood essence of the demonic fish. In just a short while, the demonic fish's body shriveled up and turned into a dried corpse. After sucking the demonic fish dry, the blue ghost algae turned back into a piece of paper, giving the illusion that it was harmless. What a cunning blue ghost algae! Seeing the blue ghost algae's performance, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. He realized that the blue ghost algae was not simple. However, although Mo Qingyun was surprised by the ghost blue algae's craftiness, he was not afraid of it. He was confident that with his terrifying physical strength, the blue ghost algae would not be able to pierce through his body. However, Man Yan's physical body wasn't strong. It was better to stay away from the blue ghost algae to avoid unnecessary trouble. Mo Qingyun and Yi Zichen distanced themselves from the blue ghost algae. Their footsteps did not stop as they continued to dive deeper into the river. Before long, Mo Qingyun and Yi Zichen dived another 100 meters and finally arrived at the bottom of the zone-long sand river. Under normal circumstances, the Kunlai golden sand is in places where the water flows rapidly. Let's look around. Standing at the bottom of the zone-long sand river, Man Yin looked around and described the places where the Kunlai golden sand appeared. Hearing Man Yan's description, Mo Qingyun nodded and searched for the Kunlai golden sand with Man Yin. It was just that the zone-long sand river was simply too big. Wanting to find the Kunlai golden sand here was not an easy matter. Mo Qingyun and Yi Zichen searched for a few days and did not have any harvest. They did not find half a Kunlai golden sand. This can't go on. We have to increase the efficiency of the search. Seeing that they had searched for a few days without any harvest, Mo Qingyun did not plan to continue. Mo Qingyun pondered for a moment and immediately thought of a way to increase the efficiency. In this zone-long sand river, all kinds of living beings are constantly killing each other. There must be a lot of remnant souls here. We can use the gate of summoning and summon ghosts to help us search for the Kunlai golden sand. This idea sprouted in Mo Qingyun's heart. He could not wait and was ready to test it out. Senior sister, wait a moment. I have an idea that can continue to increase the efficiency of the search. Junior brother, what good idea have you thought of? Quickly tell me. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Man Yan's face immediately lit up. She looked at Mo Qingyun with anticipation. She believed that since Mo Qingyun said so, he must have thought of a good idea. Mo Qingyun did not answer Man Yan's question. He directly used the gate of summoning. Gate of summoning. A gate of light, like a reincarnation vortex, condensed in front of Mo Qingyun and emitted a mysterious power. After the gate of summoning was condensed, it emitted a suction force and absorbed the remnant souls in the surroundings. Wisps of pure remnant souls were quickly sucked into the gate of summoning and were converted by the gate of summoning. Soon, great golden immortal ghosts flew out of the gate of summoning one by one. Bang! However, the moment these ghosts came out, they were suppressed by the powerful river water and crushed into soul fragments. Seeing this scene, Mo Qingyun could not help but frown. He did not expect this situation. The great golden immortal ghost could not withstand the pressure of the river water. However, after a short moment of surprise, Mo Qingyun felt relieved. The living beings in the Zonglong Sand River had very strong physical bodies. They were far from being comparable to living beings of the same realm. The ghosts were only transformed from a wisp of soul. They did not have a strong physical body and naturally could not withstand the pressure of the river water. Mo Qingyun did not care too much about the great golden immortal ghosts being crushed by the river water. Their real goal was not here. He was waiting for the grand unity mystic immortal ghost to appear and help him find the Kunlai golden sand. What kind of ability is this? It can actually summon so many ghosts. Looking at the ghosts coming out of the gate of summoning, Man Yan's eyes widened. The way she looked at Mo Qingyun changed again. At this moment, she felt that Mo Qingyun was much more unfamiliar. She did not recognize him anymore. Mo Qingyun did not explain anything to Man Yan's shock and continued to summon ghosts. As time passed, the cultivation of the ghosts that were summoned also became stronger. Gradually, grand unity mystic immortal ghosts appeared and successfully resisted the pressure of the river water. Seeing this scene, the corners of Mo Qingyun's mouth curled up slightly. He was very satisfied with this situation. Since the grand unity mystic immortal ghosts could resist the pressure of the river water, there was no problem. Grand unity mystic immortal ghosts can also be summoned. Seeing the grand unity mystic immortal ghosts appear, Man Yan's beautiful eyes widened. She was quite shocked by this situation. Originally, in her opinion, it was already unbelievable that Mo Qingyun could summon great golden immortal ghosts. Chapter 1781. Several hours later, hundreds and thousands of ghosts surrounded Mo Qingyun, emitting a shocking aura. Looking at the ghosts in front of her, Man Yin was stunned. She found it hard to accept this fact. Thousands of Tai Xian immortal ghosts. Such a powerful force was gathered by Mo Qingyun in such a short period of time. Mo Qingyun's method was truly a little too heaven-defying. At this moment, Man Yin couldn't help but think of the scene where Mo Qingyun led thousands of ghosts and swept through the various races. With the powerful ability of the soul summoning gate, if Mo Qingyun was willing to do it, it might not be impossible to realize it. While Man Yin was in shock, Mo Qingyun stopped what he was doing and said with a satisfied smile, "With the help of these ghosts, the efficiency should be much higher." Under Mo Qingyun's command, the ghosts immediately scattered and headed to various places in the Zonglong Sand River. "Senior sister, let's go." After instructing the ghosts to search for the Kunlai golden sand, Mo Qingyun didn't stay idle and continued to search for the Kunlai golden sand with Man Yin. Man Yin nodded and continued to swim along the bottom of the Zonglong Sand River with Mo Qingyun. While Mo Qingyun was walking, he also released his soul power to check the surrounding space. Not long after, the ghosts found some Kunlai golden sand in a basin at the bottom of the river. After knowing that the ghosts found the Kunlai golden sand, Mo Qingyun and Man Yin immediately rushed over and arrived at the basin that the ghost pointed at. On the ground of the basin, there were many round holes that were as thick as buckets. It gave people a very strange feeling. In the vicinity of these round holes, there were scattered golden stones, emitting a dazzling light. Kunlai golden sand, it's really Kunlai golden sand. Seeing those golden stones, Man Yan's face lit up, and she prepared to pick them up immediately. Just as Man Yin was about to take action, Mo Qingyun sensed a terrifying aura coming from those round holes. "Senior sister, wait a moment." Sensing those terrifying auras, Mo Qingyun immediately shouted at Man Yin and stopped her. When Man Yan's actions were stopped by Mo Qingyun, she revealed a puzzled expression. She walked in front of Mo Qingyun and asked, "Junior brother, what's wrong? Is there anything wrong?" The way Man Yin saw it, Mo Qingyun suddenly opening his mouth to stop her, there must be some major discovery. There might be some terrifying creatures hiding in those underground holes. Mo Qingyun's expression was solemn as he stared coldly at the hole. He wanted to know what was hidden inside. Earlier, when Man Yin approached, the aura fluctuation that was emitted was already close to the nine heavens' Xian immortal realm. With such a powerful existence hiding inside, Mo Qingyun might suffer a loss if he was caught off guard. As Mo Qingyun pondered, a group of people arrived, their eyes shining as they looked at the Kunlai golden sands. Look, that's Kunlun gold sand. So much Kunlun gold sand. With so much Kunlun gold sand, it's enough to exchange for a quasi-sacred artifact. Everyone, don't just stand there. Quickly collect the Kunlun gold sand. After discovering the Kunlun gold sand, this group of people chatted for a while before approaching the underground hole. Seeing their actions, Man Yan's expression became nervous. She was worried that they had taken the Kunlun gold sand. Compared to Man Yan's nervousness, Mo Qingyun's face was indifferent as a playful smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Although these people weren't weak, with a few of them being nine heavens Xian immortal realm experts, they probably didn't have the ability to protect themselves. Of course, Mo Qingyun wouldn't say anything about this. He didn't care about the life and death of these people. He still wanted them to do experiments. Soon, these people arrived near the hole and prepared to collect the Kunlun gold sand near the hole. While they were collecting the Kunlun gold sand, a few ferocious-looking long worms suddenly emerged from the hole. These long worms looked a little like giant centipedes at first glance, but they had a pair of scorpion-like giant pincers. In addition, if one observed carefully, one would also discover that these long worms had 8 giant dragon claws on their abdomens. Not good. There's a sky centipede sect dragon here. On my leg. Brother, save me. Not good. We've been tricked. This Kunlun gold sand is the sky centipede sect dragon's bait. These cunning vile beasts actually dared to use bait to trick us. When these giant long worms appeared, they immediately dragged several people into the hole. Facing the attack of these long worms, the weaker few people didn't have the slightest resistance at all. When some people were dragged away, some luckier people immediately distanced themselves from the area of the hole. Seeing that those people had escaped, the sky centipede sect dragon didn't pursue them and returned to the hole again. Soon, the area around the hole returned to tranquility as if nothing had happened. Seeing this scene before her, Man Yan's pretty face turned pale. Her face was filled with lingering fear. Just now, if not for Mo Qingyun calling out to her, she would probably have been dragged into the hole. So these are the sky centipede sect dragons. Hearing those people's conversation earlier, Mo Qingyun revealed a look of understanding. He knew the origin of these long worms. Looking at it this way, the origin of this sect Dragon Sand River's name should be related to these long worms. Mo Qingyun thought to himself, to actually even know to set up bait, these sky centipede sect dragons are indeed not simple. Little junior brother, there are many sky centipede sect dragons here. What should we do next? Knowing that there were sky centipede sect dragons hidden in the hole, Man Yin had an inquiring look, waiting for Mo Qingyun's explanation. Hearing Man Yan's question, Mo Qingyun started thinking in his heart, thinking about how to collect the Kunlun gold sand. At this time, as Mo Qingyun was thinking in his heart, several hateful gazes looked over at him. Clan brother Jiangji, those two people didn't pick up the Kunlun gold sand just now. They must have discovered the sky centipede sect dragons. What a sinister brat, clearly knowing that the sky centipede sect dragons were hiding and actually didn't speak up to warn us. The deaths of clan brother Jiangmi and the rest were all caused by these two brats. We can't let them off. For a moment, those people were all pointing at a deer as a horse, distorting the facts. Immediately, these people walked towards Mo Qingyun duo, each and every one of their faces covered in frost. Brat, you caused the death of our clan brother. Tell us, how should we settle this score? Everyone came in front of Mo Qingyun, each and every one of them revealing ferocious expressions, questioning Mo Qingyun verbally. Hearing these people's words, Mo Qingyun curled his mouth in disdain and said with a cold smile, "Am I very familiar with you guys? What does your life and death have to do with me?" Faced with Mo Qingyun's questioning, everyone was at a loss for words, not knowing how to refute. Mo Qingyun's words were not false. Mo Qingyun did not know them, so why would he speak up to warn them? Moreover, if they obtained the Kunlun gold sand, would they bring Mo Qingyun to share? This was clearly impossible. Chapter 1782. Senior Sister, let's go. Looking at the speechless crowd, Mo Qingyun ignored them and prepared to think of a way to collect the Kunlai golden sand. Seeing that Mo Qingyun and his companion were about to leave, the faces of Jiang Ji and the others changed, and a mocking look appeared on their faces. They had suffered a great loss at the hands of Long Fong of the Heavenly Wall sect, which made them full of resentment. Now, a kid at the golden celestial stage of the great, all-embracing heaven wanted to leave after offending them. How could it be so easy? Even if the deaths of their clansmen had nothing to do with Mo Qingyun, they would not let Mo Qingyun leave. They had a belly full of anger and had to find someone to vent it on. Unfortunately, Mo Qingyun was the candidate. Even if this matter has nothing to do with you, the two of you can forget about leaving. Blocking the path of Mo Qingyun and his companion, one of them looked at Mo Qingyun with a sinister smile and said, "The reason is very simple. Many of our clansmen have died here, and we need some people to be buried with them. The two of you can be the burial objects." "You need burial objects?" Mo Qingyun smiled playfully and glanced at Jiang Ji and the others. He smiled and said, "Your request is very simple. I can satisfy you immediately." "Oh." Jiang Ji raised his eyebrows and looked at Mo Qingyun in surprise. He smiled and said, "I didn't expect you to be so tactful. Since that's the case, we can give you a quick death so you won't have to suffer so much." Jiang Ji and the others instinctively thought that Mo Qingyun was going to surrender. "Jiang Bei, Jiang Nan, the two of you go and throw this kid near those round holes." Thinking that Mo Qingyun was going to surrender, the two people behind Jiang Ji ordered them to send Mo Qingyun on his way. After receiving Jiang Ji's order, the two men immediately walked towards Mo Qingyun, rubbing their fists and rubbing their palms. The two of them came in front of Mo Qingyun and reached for Mo Qingyun's shoulder, intending to capture Mo Qingyun. Facing Jiang Nan and his companions' attack, Mo Qingyun naturally would not let them take advantage of him. He immediately pushed the two of them back. Kid, you dare to resist?" Seeing Mo Qingyun's action, Jiang Nan and his companion were shocked. They were surprised by Mo Qingyun's reaction. Didn't Mo Qingyun surrender without putting up a fight? How could he resist now? "Your IQs are too low." Looking at the confused faces of Jiang Ji and his companions, Mo Qingyun mocked them and said, "When I said that I would fulfill your request, I meant that I would send you to accompany your dead clansmen and let you become burial objects. Kid, you're courting death. How dare you trick us?" Jiang Ji and his companions were furious. They understood Mo Qingyun's meaning and felt that they had been tricked. In their anger, Jiang Ji and his companions no longer hesitated and surrounded Mo Qingyun. Suddenly, a powerful aura emanated from Jiang Ji and his companions. Under the aura of Jiang Ji and his companions, Mo Qingyun's face remained calm and did not feel the slightest bit of pressure. Seeing what Jiang Ji and his companions were doing, Mo Qingyun looked at them with disdain. He stood where he was and looked at the sky with pride. Seeing Mo Qingyun's behavior, Jiang Ji and his companions' faces turned dark. They were very angry. Facing the siege of so many people, Mo Qingyun did not do anything. He was acting too arrogant. "Kid, let me see if you're really fearless or if you were just putting on an act," Jiang Nan coldly shouted. His body turned into an afterimage. He stepped on Mo Qingyun. "Break sky and break earth step." Jiang Nan stepped down. His right leg was shining with gold light. It created a giant shadow of a foot. The golden shadow of the foot was formed. It released a crazy power. It suppressed the space around it and made it shake. After Jiang Nan ate the golden flame world-piercing beast's inner elixir, his god skill Break Sky and Crack Earth Stomp is much stronger than before. Now, Break Sky and Crack Earth Stomp's power is like an alpha-class god skill. Even I cannot take it head-on. Brother Jiangji, even with your quasi-9 heavens Xian immortal realm cultivation base, you still can't take it. Jiang Nan is indeed strong. That kid is very brave. He did not dodge Jiang Nan's foot. It looks like he is going to be stomped into meat paste. Seeing Jiang Nan attack, everyone was very excited. They all mocked Mo Qingyun. Under everyone's gaze, Mo Qingyun coldly looked at Jiang Nan. He slowly raised his right hand. Mo Qingyun raised his right hand. He exploded with a strong, holy aura. He attacked the golden shadow of the foot. What a strong, holy aura. Is he from the Holy Might race? Feeling Mo Qingyun's holy aura, Jiang Ji and the others were shocked. Their faces flashed with panic. The Holy Might race was ranked second on the 10,000 ancient races list. Their talent and foundation were not to be underestimated. Break! Mo Qingyun shouted angrily. The aura he exuded suddenly surged and instantly shattered the golden foot shadow. After shattering the golden shadow of the foot, Mo Qingyun's right hand did not stop. He continued to grab Jiang Nan's foot. So strong. Jiang Nan's full power attack was easily broken. Brother Jiang Nan, be careful. Don't fight that kid. This kid is a bit weird. Let's attack together. Seeing this scene, Jiang Ji and the others panicked. They immediately rushed toward Mo Qingyun. When Jiang Ji and the rest made their move, Jiang Nan revealed a look of horror and said in terror, How is this possible? Even Brother Jiang Ji can't take my full power attack. How can he break it so easily? Crack! While Jiang Nan was panicking, Mo Qingyun grabbed his right foot. The bone was instantly crushed. After crushing Jiang Nan's right foot, Mo Qingyun did not stop. He directly swung Jiang Nan in a circle. Bang, bang, bang. Mo Qingyun used Jiang Nan as a weapon, directly sweeping away several people who approached him, creating a series of muffled sounds. When everyone collided with Jiang Nan, each of them felt dizzy from the collision, and their minds were in a mess. After sending the nearby people flying, Mo Qingyun threw Jiang Nan near the round hole in the basin. Chi chi chi. As soon as Jiang Nan was thrown near the round hole, he immediately attracted the attention of the sky centipede dragon, causing them to attack Jiang Nan. Facing the attack of the sky centipede dragon, Jiang Nan immediately screamed. He panicked and asked Jiang Ji for help. Jiang Ji, Brother Jiang Ji, save me. Before Jiang Nan could finish his words, he was dragged into a round hole. He could no longer make any sound. Kid die. When Mo Qingyun threw Jiang Nan, Jiang Bei came to Mo Qingyun's side. He waved a dagger at Mo Qingyun. The dagger in Jiang Bei's hand was not of a low grade. It could barely be considered a quasi-sane artifact. It shone with a cold light and was extremely sharp. Seeing Jiang Bei approach, Mo Qingyun sneered. You're the one who's going to die? Get over here. Mo Qingyun reached out with his right hand. With a thunderous gust of wind, he directly grabbed Jiang Bei's dagger. Crack! Under Mo Qingyun's strength, Jiang Bei's dagger was crushed into a pile of metal powder. Seeing this scene, Jiang Bei was so scared that his face turned pale and his mind went blank. Chapter 1783. Die! After crushing Jiang Bei's dagger, Mo Qingyun grabbed Jiang Bei's throat and smashed him to the ground. After smashing Jiang Bei to the ground, Mo Qingyun lifted his right foot and stomped down on his chest. Bang! A loud sound was heard, covering the sound of Jiang Bei's bones breaking. Under Mo Qingyun's foot, the ground beneath his feet cracked rapidly, forming spiderweb-like cracks. The source of these cracks was where Jiang Bei had been stomped. Now, he was like a pile of mud, lying half dead on the ground. After crippling Jiang Bei with one foot, Mo Qingyun did not stop and kicked him again. Under Mo Qingyun's foot, Jiangbei was kicked near the round hole in the basin like a rubber ball. As Jiangbei's body approached, it attracted the attention of the sky centipede sex dragon in the hole, who tore at him crazily. In a short while, Jiangbei's body was dismembered and dragged into the round hole. Jiangbei, brat, you've gone too far. I'm going to kill you. Seeing Jiangbei's miserable state, these people's eyes turned red and their rationality disappeared bit by bit. Seeing that his clansmen had all lost their rationality, Jiang Zi's face tensed up. He hurriedly shouted to everyone, "Everyone, don't be rash. This brat's body is very strong. We can't fight him head-on. A strong body doesn't mean that his soul is strong too." Hearing Jiang Zi's words, a gray-haired young man's eyes flashed with a mocking look. In his opinion, no matter how strong a person was, he would still have some flaws. Since Mo Qingyun's body was so strong, he must have spent a lot of time tempering and improving his body strength. In this way, Mo Qingyun's soul cultivation would not be as strong as he wished. Brother Jiangying, you're right. Since this brat's body is strong, his soul will be weaker. Brother Jiangying is proficient in soul cultivation. Dealing with this brat will be a piece of cake. Brat, you'll be turned into a useless idiot by Brother Jiangying's soul ability. Thinking that they had discovered Mo Qingyun's flaw, Jiang Zi and the others revealed complacent expressions and mocked Mo Qingyun. While Jiang Zi and the others were feeling smug, Jiangying finally made her move. She used her soul divine ability on Mo Qingyun. Abyss of Despair. Jiangying formed a seal with both hands and pointed at the top of his head, drawing out a terrifying soul force. The moment this soul power appeared, it turned into a soul picture and instantly blasted into Mo Qingyun's sea of consciousness. When the soul image entered Mo Qingyun's sea of consciousness, it trapped and confused Mo Qingyun's nascent divinity. However, an attack of this level did not have much of an effect on Mo Qingyun's soul. More accurately, it did not affect him at all. You're talking about soul divine ability? Is this what you're talking about? Mo Qingyun sneered in disdain. He did not seem to be in a daze at all. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Jiangying's expression shook. Her eyes widened as she exclaimed, You're not affected? You want to trap and confuse someone with a soul divine ability of this level? Isn't that a bit too funny? Mo Qingyun sneered and asked Jiangying in return. Since you're using soul attacks, I'll play with you. I'll also use soul god art to fight with you. You'll use a soul divine ability against me. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Jiangying's mind shook as if she had been hit by a sledgehammer. It seemed that Mo Qingyun was also very proficient in the cultivation of the soul. Otherwise, how could Mo Qingyun be unaffected by her soul attack? Imperial Seal, Killing Spirit Eye. Mo Qingyun's left eye flashed gray and emitted a terrifying soul fluctuation. A terrifying soul power blasted out. The soul power blasted out and turned into a strange mark that instantly blasted into Jiangying's sea of consciousness. Poof! After being hit by Mo Qingyun's soul attack, Jiangying immediately spat out blood. Her eyes were wide open. Looking at her, she seemed to be in shock. Brother Jiangying, how are you? Seeing Jiangying's abnormality, Jiang Zi came to Jiangying's side and stabilized her body. However, Jiangying turned a deaf ear to his words and did not react at all. Soon, Jiangying's eyes began to turn hollow. There was no light in them at all. At the same time, the aura on Jiangying's body dissipated bit by bit. Seeing this, Jiang Zi's eyelids twitched as he thought of a possibility. Under Mo Qingyun's attack, Jiangying's soul had been scattered. Jiangying's soul had been destroyed. One look was enough to kill a Dao Cheng stage expert. This kind of strength was too terrifying. Such a discovery really frightened Jiang Zi. He truly realized how terrifying Mo Qingyun was. Run, everyone run quickly. This kid is not someone we can deal with. Brother Jiang Zi, although this kid is strange, we might be able to fight him if we join forces. Don't say anything. Everyone, run quickly. Don't think about fighting with him anymore. After knowing how powerful and terrifying Mo Qingyun was, Jiang Ji did not dare to hesitate and immediately gave instructions to everyone. From the exchange, just now, he already knew that Mo Qingyun's body and soul could crush them. Facing such an existence, what could they use to fight? Wouldn't it be suicide if they continued to fight? After hearing Jiang Ji's stern instructions, everyone did not continue to stay. They prepared to listen to Jiang Ji and run for their lives. However, before they could move, many black figures surrounded them. In just a short while, all their escape routes were blocked. Looking at these black figures in front of them, Jiang Ji and the others trembled. A chill ran down their spine. Ghosts. Thousands of Tai Xian immortal ghosts? Where did these ghosts come from? Could they be new creatures from Zonglong Sand River? This time, we are really cornered. Facing the attack of so many ghosts, we can't escape at all. Jiang Ji and the others' faces were ashen. Their expressions were filled with despair. They felt that they were doomed. Seeing the reaction of Jiang Ji and the others, Mo Qingyun smiled mockingly and said, "Why don't you want to run? Why are you all standing here and not leaving?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Jiang Ji and the others were furious. They glared at Mo Qingyun with ferocious expressions and said, "Kid, don't be so smug. Even if we die today, you won't be able to survive either." "That's not the same." Mo Qingyun shook his head. His expression was incomparably indifferent. He did not panic at all. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Jiang Ji chuckled. His expression was filled with disdain as he said, "Kid, aren't you being too confident? If you can survive today, it's only possible if these ghosts were raised by you. However, is that possible? Your eyes are quite sharp. You can tell at a glance." Hearing Jiang Ji's words, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and replied to Jiang Ji. Chapter 1784. When the ghosts received Mo Qingyun's order, they immediately flew towards Jiang Ji and the others and began to attack Jiang Ji and the others. Looking at the ghosts in front of them, under Mo Qingyun's command, they immediately charged towards them. Jiang Ji and the others were dumbfounded. Their eyes were filled with shock, unable to believe that this was real. These ghosts listened to Mo Qingyun's orders. Could it be that they were really raised by Mo Qingyun? When everyone got this result, the way they looked at Mo Qingyun immediately underwent a huge change. What they were afraid of had come true. Immediately, their faces became even paler, and the despair in their hearts became even more intense. It seemed that they were doomed today. Surrounded by thousands of ghosts, Jiang Ji and the others were immediately surrounded by danger. They were constantly on the verge of being killed. They knew very well that although they could put up a final struggle, this balance could not be maintained for long. This was because Mo Qingyun had not made a move yet. He had been observing from the sidelines the entire time. Once Mo Qingyun joined the battle, this balance would immediately be broken. Mo Qingyun observed for a moment. He no longer stood idly by and was prepared to end the battle as soon as possible. With Mo Qingyun's entry into the battle, the balance was immediately broken. They began to slaughter Jiang Ji and the others. In a short period of time, Mo Qingyun had killed several people, causing Jiang Ji and the others to fall into a state of panic. Based on the current situation, it would not take long for them to be killed. Mo Qingyun did not care about what Jiang Ji and the others were thinking. He crazily killed Jiang Ji and the others. Boom! Boom, boom. Just as Mo Qingyun was slaughtering Jiang Ji and the others, the ground suddenly began to shake. As the ground began to shake, Mo Qingyun's attacks on Jiang Ji and the others were immediately greatly affected. As Mo Qingyun's attacks weakened, Jiang Ji and the others immediately seized the opportunity to charge out of the encirclement. Seeing Jiang Ji and the others flee, Mo Qingyun did not chase after them. Instead, he observed his surroundings with a serious expression. Jiang Ji and the others were just small fries. It didn't matter whether they were chased or not. The movement at the bottom of the sea was the key. As time passed, the ground shook more and more violently, and the waves in the river became more and more intense. Perhaps because the ground was shaking too violently, the heavenly centipede sex dragons that were hiding in the round holes all crawled out of the ground. Seeing the heavenly centipede sex dragon escape, Emo Qingyun revealed a faint smile. He knew how to collect the cum-like golden sand. The heavenly centipede sex dragon had always been hiding underground, so it was rather difficult for him to deal with it. However, it was completely different now. Demonic, soul-stealing eyes. Mo Qingyun's left eye locked onto a heaven centipede sect dragon. He cast his soul divine art on it and tore its soul apart. A huge eyeball rapidly gathered in front of Mo Qingyun, emitting a powerful suction force. Under the suction force of the huge eyeball, a faint shadow flew out of the heaven centipede sex dragon's body. This was the heaven centipede sex dragon's soul. After dragging the heaven centipede sex dragon's soul out, Mo Qingyun did not stop moving. He quickly formed a seal. When the seal was formed, it flew into the heaven centipede sex dragon's body and immediately enslaved it. This heaven centipede sex dragon was enslaved by Mo Qingyun. It helped Mo Qingyun lure the other heaven centipede sex dragons. As soon as the heaven centipede sex dragons approached, they were attacked by the ghostly creatures and were torn to pieces one after another. About 15 minutes later, all the heaven centipede sex dragons were killed by the ghostly creatures. After killing all the heaven centipede sex dragons, Mo Qingyun revealed a faint smile. He turned to look at Man Yin and said, "Senior sister, the heaven centipede sex dragons have been dealt with. Let's go collect the cum-like golden sand." Okay. Hearing Mo Qingyun's instructions, Man Yan's expression lit up. She happily walked toward the round holes. Soon, Mo Qingyun and Man Yin arrived at the round holes and collected the cum-like golden sand near them. Not long after, all of the cum-like golden sand had been collected by Mo Qingyun and the other man. After collecting all the cum-like golden sand, Mo Qingyun asked Man Yin, "Senior sister, is the cum-like golden sand enough? Do you need to find more?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's question, Man Yin happily shook her head and replied, "No need. The cum-like golden sand obtained here is enough for me to refine for several years." "That's good." Mo Qingyun nodded in understanding. Seeing that she had obtained the cum-like golden sand, Man Yin did not want to stay any longer. She prepared to leave the Dragon Sand River immediately. Man Yin said, "Junior brother, since we have obtained the cum-like golden sand, let's leave the Dragon Sand River." "No hurry." Mo Qingyun shook his head and revealed a playful smile. He looked at the west side of the Dragon Sand River and said, "I suspect that the fluctuation just now might be related to the emergence of a cave abode." Man Yan's expression shook. She was very shocked by Mo Qingyun's guess. At the same time, she was somewhat expectant. Mo Qingyun swept his gaze across the surroundings and identified the direction. He said, "The source of the tremor just now is the west side of the Dragon Sand River. Let's go over and take a look first." "All right." Man Yin nodded and followed Mo Qingyun to the west. She decided to accompany Mo Qingyun to take a look. In her opinion, following Mo Qingyun would not be wrong. Since Mo Qingyun said so, he must have his reasons. Not long after Mo Qingyun and Man Yin flew, they saw a huge palace standing on a mountain peak at the bottom of the river. Outside this palace, there were already many people standing at the moment. They were all looking at the palace in surprise. Looking at it this way, that violent tremor just now must have been triggered by this palace. Seeing the palace ahead, Mo Qingyun's face revealed a look of understanding. The guess in his heart had an answer. Verifying the thought in his heart, Mo Qingyun and Man Yin continued to fly and stopped in front of the palace. Mo Qingyun came to the front of the palace. He saw a group of familiar faces. It was precisely Jiang Ji and the rest who escaped previously. Sensing Mo Qingyun's gaze, Jiang Ji and the rest immediately panicked. Each and every one of them revealed a fearful expression. Mo Qingyun actually came too. They were in big trouble this time. What a coincidence, we meet again. Looking at Jiang Ji and the rest in front of him, Mo Qingyun revealed a faint smile on his face. It was as if he was greeting old friends. But the more easygoing Mo Qingyun appeared, the more fearful Jiang Ji and the rest were in their hearts. There was no choice. When Mo Qingyun slaughtered them previously, he did not have the slightest bit of leniency. They did not dare to guarantee that if Mo Qingyun seized the opportunity, Mo Qingyun would not kill them mercilessly. Thinking of this point, Jiang Ji and the rest did not dare to hesitate. They immediately dodged to the side. When Jiang Ji and the rest dodged, it attracted the attention of some people in the surroundings. They all looked towards them. When these people looked at Jiang Ji and the rest, they also saw Mo Qingyun and Man Yan. Their expressions flashed with some surprise. Chapter 1785. While everyone was surprised by the reaction of Jiang Ji and the others, a group of people showed an angry expression. They looked at Mo Qingyun and Xing Qinghan coldly. This group of people was none other than the Longevity Clan. Who would have thought that they would also come here? Brother Qinghan, it's that kid. Seeing Mo Qingyun not far away, Xing Li's face turned cold. He raised his hand and pointed at Mo Qingyun. Looking at the direction of Xing Li's finger, Xing Qinghan saw Mo Qingyun and Xing Qinghan. His face immediately turned gloomy. It's really the two of them. After getting the treasure from Dragon Thunder Mountain, they actually want to get a share of it here. How greedy. Xing Qinghan still bore a grudge against Mo Qingyun for snatching the treasures of Dragon Thunder Mountain before her. He had been cultivating in the underground of Dragon Thunder Mountain for decades in order to increase his resistance against lightning. At that time, he would be able to enter the danger zone of Dragon Thunder Mountain and find out what was inside. Who would have thought that when he could enter the danger zone of Dragon Thunder Mountain, Mo Qingyun would beat him to it? This kind of grievance almost drove them crazy. Xing Qinghan muttered to himself. His figure flashed and appeared in front of Mo Qingyun and Xing Qinghan. Kid, hand over my things. Standing in front of Mo Qingyun, Xing Qinghan ordered. He looked like he was going to eat Mo Qingyun alive. Hearing Xing Qinghan's words, Mo Qingyun showed a puzzled expression. He recalled his interaction with Xing Qinghan. After a while, Mo Qingyun recalled the process of his interaction with Xing Qinghan. Mo Qingyun said unhappily, "Sire, your request is a bit too much. I dug out some dragon fangs and thunderstones from Dragon Thunder Mountain. I don't think I need your permission to do so." Dragon fangs and thunderstones? Xing Qinghan was stunned. He didn't expect Mo Qingyun to mention this. After a brief moment of doubt and confusion, Xing Qinghan quickly understood why Mo Qingyun said that. When he met Mo Qingyun, he was cultivating in the Dragon Fangs Thunderstone mine. Mo Qingyun seemed to be digging for Dragon Fangs Thunderstones. Now, Mo Qingyun heard his words and misunderstood what he was talking about. It was the Dragon Tooth Thunder Rock in a mine. Fortunately, when Qinghan thought of this, his face immediately became cold, and he said darkly, "The thing I'm talking about is not the Dragon Fangs and Thunderstones, but some of the ancient treasures you obtained in the dangerous area of Dragon Thunder Mountain." Mo Qingyun's expression became solemn when he heard Xing Qinghan's request. He said coldly, "So you're deliberately looking for trouble. Since that's the case, there's no need to talk nonsense. If you want to fight, I'll accompany you." Even if Qinghan was powerful, it was impossible for him to hand over the Hao Yin Godly Thunderhammer with just a few words. This was obviously unrealistic. Seeing the change in Mo Qingyun's attitude, Xing Qinghan was not surprised. He did not expect that Mo Qingyun dared to talk to him like this. After a short experience, Xing Qinghan's body emitted a murderous intent, and he was ready to kill Mo Qingyun. "It seems that you did obtain a lot of treasures in the dangerous area of Dragon Thunder Mountain." Xing Qinghan sneered, and a mocking smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. He had an answer to his guess. Previously, He had guessed that there might be some powerful treasures in the dangerous area of Dragon Thunder Mountain. In order to obtain such treasures, he entered the Dragon Fang's Thunderstone Mine and cultivated with the help of the Dragon Fang's Thunderstone Mine to increase his resistance against the lightning power. He did not expect that when he succeeded, Mo Qingyun appeared and disrupted his plan. However, after talking with Mo Qingyun, he had an answer to his guess. If he was not wrong, there were indeed many treasures in the dangerous area of Dragon Thunder Mountain. Now, as long as he killed Mo Qingyun, those treasures would be his. When Xing Qinghan thought of this, his mood immediately became excited. Then, Xing Qinghan did not say anything more to Mo Qingyun and immediately attacked Mo Qingyun. Seeing Xing Qinghan attack, everyone was nervous and could not help but worry for Mo Qingyun. Fortunately, Qinghan was at the second level of the Nine Heavens Xian Immortal Realm, and the gap between his cultivation and Mo Qingyun's was like heaven and earth. With such a huge gap in cultivation, Mo Qingyun was most likely going to die. This kid is finished. In the Kunlai Immortal Realm, the Longevity Clan is the absolute king. A mere Golden Immortal Realm cultivator actually went against a Nine Heavens Xian Immortal Realm expert. This is clearly courting death. No matter how powerful the treasure is, it's useless if you don't have a life to use it. Everyone could not help but sigh. Kid, you've offended someone from the Longevity Clan. Today, you'll definitely die. Seeing Xing Qinghan attack Mo Qingyun, Jiang Ji smiled coldly and gloated, "Let's see how you'll deal with us after you're killed by someone from the Longevity Clan." Jiang Ji also thought that with Mo Qingyun's cultivation, he was no match for Xing Qinghan. Undying Divine Thunder Fist. When Xing Qinghan arrived in front of Mo Qingyun, he threw out a punch that exploded with terrifying lightning power. When the lightning power exploded, he turned into a huge fish shadow that crushed towards Mo Qingyun. Facing the attack of the fish shadow, Mo Qingyun's expression did not change. He did not hesitate to attack with his palm. Demonic Star Splitting Palm. When Mo Qingyun's palm struck, spiritual energy immediately gathered on his palm and emitted a terrifying demonic aura. Soon, a huge black palm blasted out from Mo Qingyun's palm. When the black palm blasted out, it met the lightning fist and collided violently. Bang! A loud sound was heard. Following the loud sound, the lightning fist and the black palm were in a deadlock in midair. Seeing this scene, everyone was shocked. They were extremely shocked by the situation. With Mo Qingyun's cultivation at the Golden Immortal stage, he actually dared to block Xing Qinghan's punch. This was too difficult. Even if this state could not be maintained, Mo Qingyun's current performance was enough to make him proud. How is this possible? Looking at the scene in front of him, Jiang Ji was so frightened that his eyelids twitched. He did not know what to do. The degree of terror of Mo Qingyun's strength far exceeded his expectations. He had offended such a person. That was really too terrifying. Junior brother, he can even fight a Nine Heavens Xian Immortal Stage expert head-on. Looking at Mo Qingyun's performance, Man Yan's beautiful eyes widened. Her heartbeat could not help but accelerate. If Junior brother defeats the opponent, wouldn't he be able to fight with Master? The more Man Yan thought about it, the more shocked she was. Mo Qingyun was only at the Golden Immortal stage. If he broke through to the Nine Heavens Xian Immortal stage, how terrifying would that be? What's next? When everyone was shocked, Xing Qinghan was also shocked. He did not expect such a situation. In his opinion, with his terrifying strength, he still wouldn't be able to crush Mo Qingyun. But in the end, not only did he not crush Mo Qingyun, but Mo Qingyun also resisted his attack. Chapter 1786. The Longevity Clan's people are only SOSO. Mo Qingyun curled his lips, revealing a contemptuous expression, showing his disdain for Xing Qinghan. Although Xing Qinghan's realm was very high, it would not be easy for him to defeat him. Seeing Mo Qingyun's performance, Xing Qinghan gritted his teeth, clenched his fists, and blue veins popped out. Mo Qingyun was too arrogant. Humph! I didn't even use the slightest bit of strength to take on my palm. Xing Qinghan snorted, his expression gradually becoming serious. It seemed like he was going to use his true strength. Mo Qingyun had already said so. If he did not take care of Mo Qingyun, he would really lose face. The face he would lose was not only his own, but the entire Longevity clan. Longevity heart-piercing finger. Xing Qinghan's expression became serious. He put two fingers together and blasted towards Mo Qingyun. Under Xing Qinghan's finger, a terrifying immortal spiritual energy quickly gathered between his fingers. The finger light formed, turned into a streamer, and blasted towards Mo Qingyun's chest. The finger light attack was extremely fast, as if it had cut through space, and in the blink of an eye, it arrived in front of Mo Qingyun. Heavenly Sun, star, piercing eyes. Facing Xing Qinghan's finger, Mo Qingyun did not wait for death. He immediately used a divine ability to counterattack. A cold light flashed in his right eye, emitting a powerful spiritual energy fluctuation, and an imposing gaze burst out. Puchi! A beam of light shot out from Mo Qingyun's right eye and collided with the finger beam. The finger beam was intercepted. After being intercepted, the finger light dissipated little by little, and then reformed little by little. Then, a stalemate situation appeared in front of everyone's eyes. Looking at this scene, everyone opened their eyes wide, feeling that it was somewhat inconceivable. This kid is so terrifying. Facing an expert like Xing Qinghan, he can still fight head-on. This is not a head-on confrontation. In his fight against Xing Qinghan, he held the upper hand. When did such a genius appear in the Heavenly Soul Demon Clan? It's really unimaginable. No wonder the Sacred Might clan is willing to pay such a huge price for our clan to eliminate this brat. This brat is simply too monstrous. Everyone was commenting from the side, shocked by Mo Qingyun's strength. While everyone was still in shock, Chi. Under the powerful bombardment of the eye light, the finger light began to collapse bit by bit, and a hole appeared in the middle. Seeing this situation, Xing Qinghan's expression turned serious. She stared at Mo Qingyun with wide eyes. He would never have thought that he would lose to Mo Qingyun in a direct confrontation. This was a great humiliation. Break! Mo Qingyun shouted. His right eye flashed, and his aura became even sharper. Following that, the power of the eye light became even stronger, instantly piercing through the finger light. After piercing through the finger light, the eye light's attack did not decrease and continued to attack Xing Qinghan. Seeing the eye light blasting towards her, Xing Qinghan's expression shook, and she quickly dodged to the side. Puchi! Xing Qinghan dodged, but one of the Longevity clan's people behind her was hit by the eye light. Under the domineering impact of the eye light, that person was immediately sent flying, and a large hole was blasted in his shoulder. Brother Xingbo, are you all right? Seeing this person's appearance, Xing Li and the others panicked and immediately helped that person up. Under the support of the others, Xingbo's face was pale. With a look of lingering fear, he said, "Everyone, be careful. This brat's eye divine ability is very strong. We have to be careful of it." Hearing Xingbo's words, Xing Li and the others tensed up. They were a little more afraid of Mo Qingyun. From the recent few exchanges, they had already realized that Mo Qingyun was different from ordinary perfected golden immortals. Mo Qingyun's true battle strength could not be judged by his cultivation realm. While everyone was shocked by Mo Qingyun's strength, Mo Qingyun smiled contemptuously and said to Xing Qinghan, "Don't be reluctant to use your strength. I'm a very heavy person. Just use your full strength against me." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Xing Qinghan's face immediately darkened. Intense anger rose in his heart. How could he not tell that Mo Qingyun was mocking him on purpose, mocking him for not being strong enough? Thinking of this, Xing Qinghan no longer held back his strength and activated his bloodline power. Asterisk boom, boom, boom. Asterisk, just as Xing Qinghan activated his bloodline power, the palace in front of them suddenly shook violently. Then, one by one, ugly black demonic beasts escaped from the palace. These demonic beasts looked strange. At first glance, they looked a little like monkeys, but at a closer look, they looked a little like zombies. Not good. Sand ghosts have appeared. So many sand ghosts. There are thousands of them. Everyone, retreat quickly. This palace is too dangerous. When everyone saw the sand ghosts appear, they immediately panicked and dodged the pursuit of the sand ghosts. While everyone was afraid of the sand ghosts, Xing Qinghan's expression turned solemn. He seemed to be afraid of the sand ghosts. So these are the sand ghosts. When Mo Qingyun saw the sand ghosts, his face was filled with surprise. He said to Manyan, "Senior sister, I feel that this palace is not simple. Let's go in and check it out." Okay. Manyan nodded her head in agreement with Mo Qingyun's idea. Manyan did not have any doubts about Mo Qingyun's arrangement. She believed that Mo Qingyun must be right. Hidden door. After Mo Qingyun discussed with Manyan, he did not hesitate and immediately rushed into the palace with Manyan. Seeing Mo Qingyun's action, Xing Qinghan's expression turned cold. He quickly chased after Mo Qingyun and shouted, "Kid, don't think of escaping. Hand over my treasure." He thought that Mo Qingyun entered the palace to borrow the strength of the sand ghosts to stop him from chasing after him. Before Xing Qinghan chased after him, he realized that Mo Qingyun and Man Yan had disappeared from his perception. Disappeared? Seeing Mo Qingyun's behavior, Xing Qinghan was stunned. He did not expect this unforeseen event. He did not expect that the two living people would disappear in front of his eyes. That kid is extremely cunning. He took the risk to enter the palace. He must have found something. Xing Qinghan thought and immediately made a decision. He was prepared to enter the palace to check it out. In his opinion, if he entered the palace, not only could he explore the palace's secret, he could also continue to chase after Mo Qingyun. This could be said to be killing two birds with one stone. Mo Qingyun did not know about Xing Qinghan's pursuit. He only led Man Yin forward. Chapter 1787. When Mo Qingyun entered the palace, he discovered a large number of corpses. Every one of them had a powerful aura. If he was not mistaken, these people should have been above the 9 heavens, Xian immortal realm, when they were alive. What was strange was that the residual aura of these people was very heterogeneous. Mo Qingyun sensed that there seemed to be several bloodline aura fluctuations in the residual aura of these people. Under normal circumstances, it was very rare for a person to have 2 types of bloodline power. People with 3 types of bloodline power were as rare as phoenix feathers and unicorn horns. However, the corpses in front of him had 3 or 4 types of bloodline fluctuations. This was too strange. Every person had several types of bloodline in their body when they were alive. This is too abnormal. Realizing that there was something wrong with these corpses, Mo Qingyun frowned. He was very puzzled. After a short moment of confusion, Mo Qingyun's heart moved. He understood why. Could it be they are all from the Dark Devil race? Thinking of the Dark Devil race's talent of being able to plant the bloodline of other races, Mo Qingyun immediately understood. If these people were from the Dark Devil race, then everything made sense. These corpses are from the Dark Devil race. It seems that the owner of this palace was attacked by the Dark Devil race. Mo Qingyun's thoughts made sense. He began to speculate about what had happened in this palace. After thinking about this, Mo Qingyun became even more curious about the origin of this palace. The owner of this palace must have an extraordinary background for the Dark Devil race to value him so much. After guessing the identity of the owner of the palace, Missouri Qingyun showed an expectant expression. He said, "Senior sister, let's go deeper." Okay. Manyan nodded and followed behind Mo Qingyun. They slowly walked into the palace. After a while, Mo Qingyun entered the interior of the palace and walked into a large hall. The hall was very spacious, about the size of a few hundred football fields. It was filled with streaks of black sword chi. The aura of these sword chis was very powerful. Each of them was enough to kill a Dao Chang expert and threaten an ordinary Nine Heavens Xian immortal expert. Seeing the sword chi in front of him, Mo Qingyun immediately tensed up. He turned his head and warned Man Yin, "Senior sister, be careful. These sword chi are very powerful. We must not be hit by them." Yes. Man Yan's expression tensed up. In her opinion, if even Mo Qingyun said so, these sword chis were probably not simple. Fortunately, the sword chi only danced within the hall and did not fly out of the hall. From the looks of it, there should be a sword formation in this hall. After discovering the circulation pattern of the sword chi, Mo Qingyun had a better understanding of the sword chi. Knowing that the sword chi was a sword array, Mo Qingyun had a direction to break through. He was thinking about how to break through this sword array. As for breaking it with his own hands, Mo Qingyun had never thought about it. He was very clear that with his current strength, it was impossible to break through this sword array. Next, Mo Qingyun stood outside the hall and studied the sword array wholeheartedly. Time passed by slowly. While Mo Qingyun was studying the sword array, Man Yin stood silently at the side and looked at Mo Qingyun with a complicated gaze. She looked like a young girl who was in love and was silently looking at her sweetheart. Under Mo Qingyun's observation, his understanding of the sword array increased bit by bit. A few days later, Mo Qingyun's expression turned serious, and he was ready to try to break through the sword array. Mo Qingyun lifted his right foot and slowly stepped into the sword array to test the attack power of the sword array. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. As soon as Mo Qingyun stepped into the sword array, streaks of threatening sword chi attacked him. Seeing such a scene, Mo Qingyun's expression immediately changed, and he hurriedly retreated out of the sword light. Judging from the situation before him, his method of breaking through the array was wrong. Just as Mo Qingyun retreated out of the sword array, his shoulder was cut by a streak of sword chi and fresh blood flowed out. "My body has been cut." Seeing the blood on his shoulder, Mo Qingyun's heart trembled, and he found it hard to believe. With the strength of his body, it was actually cut by the sword chi. This sword chi was too terrifying. No, that doesn't seem to be sword chi. Observing the sword chi that cut his body, Mo Qingyun's expression changed as he discovered that the sword chi was unusual. Under Mo Qingyun's observation, he discovered that the sword chi was a strange longsword. This sword was like mist and clouds. If one didn't pay attention, they would really mistake it for a sword chi. What a mysterious sword. Observing the cloudy mist sword, Mo Qingyun became more curious about this sword. After observing it for a while, seeing that he still couldn't see through it, Mo Qingyun stopped studying it. Then, Mo Qingyun's attention returned to the sword array again. It seems that my deduction just now was not correct. Looks like I have to try another plan. With this thought, Mo Qingyun continued to observe the sword array, thinking of other ways to pass through it. As Mo Qingyun continued to observe, his understanding of the sword array also became more and more thorough. A few days later, Mo Qingyun tried again to see if he could pass through the sword array. This time, Mo Qingyun took over a dozen steps forward before retreating in the end. Because he went deep into the array, the process of Mo Qingyun's retreat this time was more dangerous than the last time. Although ordinary sword chi couldn't cut his body, it could hurt his internal organs. Chapter 1788. Senior sister, let's go. Noticing that Xing Qinghan had caught up, Mo Qingyun pulled Man Yan's hand and hurriedly walked into the sword formation. The space here was too small and was not suitable for battle. Moreover, Mo Qingyun noticed that the sword formation wasn't stable during his earlier observation. If he and Xing Qinghan fought here, it was very likely that it would cause the sword formation to collapse and make his previous research go to waste. This was not what he wanted to accept. Mo Qingyun pulled Man Yan into the sword formation. His and Man Yan's figures disappeared from Xing Qinghan's perception. "Where do you think you're going?" Seeing Mo Qingyun and Man Yan's actions, Xing Qinghan's face sank, and he also chased into the sword formation. Once Xing Qinghan entered the sword formation, he was bombarded by several sword qi, forcing him to retreat continuously. Soon, Xing Qinghan was forced out of the sword formation. His expression was tense, and there was a lingering fear on his face. This sword formation was too terrifying. If it was not for his high vigilance, and he came out of the sword formation in time, he might have been seriously injured by the sword qi. Kid, you can't escape. After Xing Qinghan came out of the sword formation, he revealed a cold expression and looked outside the sword formation for a while. Standing outside the sword formation, Xing Qinghan carefully observed the sword formation and said, "Although this sword formation is powerful, it has existed for too long and has become very unstable. If I find a few Nine Heavens Xian Immortal Realm experts and join forces to attack this formation, we should be able to break this sword formation." This thought appeared in Xing Qinghan's mind. He flew out of the palace and prepared to find helpers to break the formation together. When Xing Qinghan left, Mo Qingyun brought Man Yan and continued to advance into the inner part of the formation. After many attempts, Mo Qingyun's understanding of the sword formation was already very thorough. What he lacked now was to test his conjecture again so that he could pass through the sword formation in one go. As he continued to go deeper into the sword formation, Mo Qingyun's footsteps slowed down a little and his expression became more solemn. Every step that followed was very crucial. Every step was a new attempt, and there would be unknown dangers. Therefore, he had to be extremely careful in order to ensure his and Man Yan's safety. After moving forward for a while, Mo Qingyun stopped and turned around to look behind him. After discovering that Xing Qinghan was not behind him, Mo Qingyun's expression relaxed. He thought to himself, "It seems that Xing Qinghan did not follow me. I can slowly study the sword formation." Knowing that Qinghan did not catch up to him, Mo Qingyun was not in a hurry. He planned to go deeper into the sword formation steadily. "What's your relationship with her?" Just as Mo Qingyun was on guard against the other party and was on guard against him, the other party's voice sounded again. At this time, the mass of demonic qi above the stone coffin condensed into a figure. You are." Seeing the appearance of the figure in front of him, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly. He felt that the figure seemed familiar. However, he couldn't remember where he had seen this person before. "Kid," this old man asked you a question. "What's your relationship with my junior sister?" Seeing that Mo Qingyun was silent, this person's expression became more serious, and he immediately asked Mo Qingyun, "Junior sister?" Mo Qingyun was puzzled. He didn't understand what the other party was talking about and asked, "Senior, I have never met you before. How could I know your junior sister?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, this person seemed to have thought of something and smiled faintly. This old man has overlooked that junior sister Linglong is a sage realm expert. You're just a junior at the Daluo Golden Celestial stage. It is indeed impossible for you to know her. You must have met her by accident and don't know her true identity. Linglong? Mo Qingyun was stunned. He was surprised by the other party's words and said in surprise, "Senior, is the Linglong you were talking about Qian Linglong of the 1,000 Illusions?" Oh, the other party was stunned and looked at Mo Qingyun in surprise. He said, "It seems like you really know junior sister Linglong. Tell me, what's your relationship with her?" This. Mo Qingyun was in a difficult position and didn't know how to answer. Should he tell the other party that there was some love between him and Qian Linglong's clone? Soon, a scroll flew out of the coffin and landed in front of Mo Qingyun. "Boy, this is the 99 Demon Godslayer sword formation. I will now teach it to you." Handing the scroll to Mo Qingyun, the war martyrs explained the contents of the scroll with a hopeful look in his eyes. Under the war martyr's gaze, Mo Qingyun accepted the scroll and opened it with joy. Mo Qingyun became excited when he opened the scroll. There was a saint art recorded on the scroll. I've hit the jackpot. Looking at the saint art sword formation in his hand, Mo Qingyun became excited and overjoyed. He didn't expect the war martyrs to be so generous. Even if he searched the entire heavenly soul demon clan, he wouldn't be able to find many saint arts. Seeing the war martyrs being so generous, Mo Qingyun became even more curious about his true identity. While Mo Qingyun was curious about the war martyr's identity, he was also more curious about Qianlinglong's identity. From the war martyr's behavior, it was obvious that he wasn't from the wild continent. He might have come from a world outside the wild continent. But if that was the case, how could he be Qianlinglong's senior? It was too strange. At this moment, Mo Qingyun's curiosity reached an unprecedented level. He wanted to know what kind of sect the war martyrs in Qianlinglong were from. It seems that there are still many places in this world that I don't know. Thinking about the faction that Zhang Lai belonged to, Mo Qingyun's heart was filled with anticipation. He wanted to explore it one day. Just as Mo Qingyun was looking forward to it, his eyes suddenly lit up as he remembered the 81 ancient swords he had obtained. He said, "Oh right, the 81 ancient swords I obtained before. Could it be that they were used to cultivate this saint art?" With this thought, Mo Qingyun took out the 81 ancient swords to correspond to the saint art 9x9 demon god slayer sword formation. After some comparison, Mo Qingyun's guess was immediately verified. The 81 ancient swords he had obtained before were indeed used to cultivate the 9x9 demon god slayer sword formation. I didn't expect you to obtain the 81 god slayer swords. You are really lucky. Seeing Mo Qingyun take out the 81 ancient swords, the war martyrs said in surprise. The way they looked at Mo Qingyun changed again. The war martyrs said in surprise. He turned into a ball of willow, the wisp again, and said, "Kid, you have benefited from me. If you have the chance in the future, please open the immortal prison of the first heaven for me." Immortal prison? You are imprisoned in the immortal prison? Hearing the war martyr's words, Mo Qingyun couldn't help but open his eyes wide. His emotions became complicated. At the same time, Mo Qingyun was also a little relieved that he didn't rashly open the immortal prison. Even terrifying existences like the war martyrs were imprisoned in the immortal prison. It was clear how dangerous the immortal prison was. Chapter 1790. Forget it. Since it's already happened, let's just let him be. Mo Qingyun was also open-minded. Seeing that things had already come to this, he simply wouldn't think about it anymore. Moreover, it wouldn't be long before the Dark Demon Clan would also start a bloodbath. At that time, even if the war martyrs didn't open the immortal prison, he would open it. Little junior brother, you know that person just now? Seeing Gu Wei-ing fly away from the main hall, Man Yan's pair of beautiful eyes widened as she hurriedly asked Mo Qingyun. Just now, under the pressure of Gu Wei-ying's aura, even breathing was very difficult for her, and she couldn't say a word. I only know some of his deeds. It can't be considered as a real acquaintance. Mo Qingyun briefly explained his relationship with the war martyrs and some respect for the war martyrs. From the deeds of the war martyrs, he could see that the war martyrs were very infatuated people. Man Yan's eyes turned and silently looked at Mo Qingyun without saying a word. No one knew what she was thinking. If one observed carefully, one could see that Man Yan's gaze towards Mo Qingyun was obviously a little more curious. The people imprisoned in the immortal prison were all extremely vicious people. The war martyrs were imprisoned in the immortal prison. It could be seen that they weren't good people. In this way, as the junior sister of the war martyrs, Qianlinglong was most likely not a good person. More importantly, from Man Yan's observation, the war martyrs' realm might have surpassed the sage realm. As the junior sister of the war martyrs, Qianlinglong was at least a sage realm expert. Mo Qingyun, a person of the Daluo Golden Immortal realm, was able to communicate with a sage realm expert. This was really not simple. Little junior brother, there's no way out here. Do we have to leave now? Man Yan glanced at her surroundings. Seeing that there was no way out, she asked Mo Qingyun. Hearing Man Yan's question, Mo Qingyun shook his head and said, I don't plan to leave for now. The War Martyrs gave me the 9x9 Heavenly Demon God slaying sword formation. I plan to master the sword formation before leaving. Mo Qingyun thought to himself. It was very difficult for outsiders to enter this place. This was a good place for cultivation. Mo Qingyun briefly explained his thoughts to Man Yan. Then he sat down cross-legged and started cultivating. Seeing Mo Qingyun enter the state of cultivation, Man Yan did not disturb Mo Qingyun. She silently stood guard by the side. If someone came in while Mo Qingyun was cultivating, she would be able to fend them off. This was to prevent the arrival of these people from interrupting Mo Qingyun's cultivation and causing problems for Mo Qingyun. According to the description of the 9x9 Heavenly Demon God slaying sword formation, the more swords one refines, the stronger the sword formation will be. When Mo Qingyun walked out of the sword array, he did not expect that there would be many people standing outside the sword array. These people all had cold expressions on their faces, as if they were waiting for someone. Seeing Mo Qingyun and Yi Zichen come out, everyone's face immediately sank, and their expressions became a little more agitated. Judging from the crowd's reaction, the people they were waiting for were probably Mo Qingyun and Yi Zichen. That kid has come out. He has been in the sword array for so long. He must have obtained a lot of treasures. This time, we have to thank young Master Qing Han. Otherwise, the treasures would have been taken by that kid. A perfected, golden, immortal kid dares to touch the treasures in this palace? He's really overestimating himself. Everyone revealed a greedy expression, wanting to obtain benefits from Mo Qingyun. Seeing the actions of these people, Mo Qingyun immediately understood the reason and couldn't help but turn to look at Qing Han. This fellow was really shameless. In order to deal with Mo Qingyun, she actually used such a shameless move. A dignified second-level 9 Heavens Xian Immortal Realm expert actually went to find so many helpers to deal with a perfected Golden Immortal. Senior sister, I'm afraid there will be a tough battle later. I'll send you to the Fortune mainland first. Looking at the thousands of people in front of him, Mo Qingyun said to Man Yan and prepared to send her to the Fortune mainland. Although Mo Qingyun was confident that with their current strength, they wouldn't be afraid to fight with these people. However, he did not dare to guarantee that Man Yan would be safe and sound in the process of him fighting with others. After all, there were 7 to 8 9 Heavens Xian Immortal Realm experts besides Qing Han. Just these people and Qing Han were enough to give him a headache. It was better to send Man Yan to the Fortune mainland. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Man Yan nodded and agreed to enter the Fortune mainland. She was very clear that in such a situation, she would only be a burden to Mo Qingyun if she stayed. After telling Man Yan, Mo Qingyun sent her to the Fortune mainland to prepare for the battle with Qing Han and the others. When sending Man Yan to the Fortune mainland, Mo Qingyun didn't forget to summon the ghost to help him deal with these people. After receiving Mo Qingyun's order, the ghosts immediately rushed over, and their connection with Mo Qingyun became stronger. Mo Qingyun made some preparations and looked at Qing Han with disdain. A second stage, 9 Heavens Xian Immortal Realm expert actually gathered so many helpers to deal with a perfected Golden Immortal. Your longevity tribe's people are really capable. The ghost needed some time to arrive. Mo Qingyun planned to use his mouth to give the ghost some time to arrive. Brat, don't talk nonsense. We won't get angry because of this.